The Wandering Soul Planet. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 326, Collecting Herbs from Perilla. It really doesn't hurt, and it's very effective. You're not lying to me, are you? The chimpanzee village chief Big Red Butt asked with some disbelief. Of course, why would I lie to you? Zisu said firmly. Okay. Let me try it. The chimpanzee village chief Big Red Butt finally made up his mind and stretched out the back of his left hand to Zisu. Seeing this, Zisu grabbed his left hand without hesitation and skillfully inserted a bamboo stick into the hagu point on the back of his hand, gently turned the upper end of the bamboo stick, and began to perform acupuncture treatment on the chimpanzee village chief. About a quarter of an hour later, the chimpanzee village leader Big Red Butt suddenly let out a loud fart. He felt that the pain in his anus, which was the most troublesome disease for him, had been relieved a lot. In the past, it was very painful to poop or fart in this place, but now it is not painful at all, but it feels very comfortable. He couldn't help but be overjoyed and said to Zisu in surprise, "It's really amazing. It seems that your medical skills are really amazing. You are worthy of being a miracle doctor. In fact, I can't say I'm a miracle doctor. I'm just a little proficient in medical theory. I still have a lot of things I don't understand, and I need to keep learning and improving," Zisu said modestly. "You have such a mentality, which shows that you are not simple." Incredible, the chimpanzee village leader Big Red Butt praised him. "Thank you for the compliment. Village chief, your treatment is not over yet. You still need to perform acupuncture treatment on other parts." As soon as he finished speaking, Zisu pulled out a bamboo stick from the chimpanzee village chief's hagu acupoint, turned his left leg over and put it in his arms, and inserted the bamboo stick into the Zusanli acupoint on his left leg, and began to perform acupuncture treatment to cure his mild diabetes. Afterwards, Zisu inserted the bamboo stick into his Hongwen acupoint to perform acupuncture treatment for constipation. The whole treatment process took less than half an hour, 1 hour. After Zisu's acupuncture was over, the chimpanzee village chief Big Red Butt felt very comfortable all over his body. He was so happy that he let out several loud farts, as if he was setting off firecrackers to celebrate his recovery. In fact, this was only the first course of treatment for the chimpanzee village chief. There will be 3 to 5 more courses of treatment. In addition, Zisu will need to prescribe medicine for him, collect herbs, and boil them for him. However, the effect of the first course of treatment was so significant that Zisu was more confident in curing his chronic disease. From then on, Zisu not only treated the village chief Big Red Buttocks, but also treated other brothers in the village. Naturally, he soon became a guest of honor in the village. Since he had to boil medicine, he had to go up a mountain to collect medicine. The chimpanzee village chief was afraid that Zisu would take the opportunity to slip away, so he always sent 2 brothers to follow and monitor him, and even called it. These 2 chimpanzee brothers were sent to be his bodyguards to protect him from other wild animals. The 2 chimpanzee brothers were called Adai and Aleng. Looking at Zisu, who was collecting medicine on the mountain not far ahead, Adai whispered to Aleng, "I heard that this panda is a miracle doctor who is very good at treating illnesses. He almost cured all the old illnesses of our village chief." Aleng also echoed, "I also heard that he also treated other brothers in the village and cured many brothers. It seems that this guy is quite capable, much better than those ordinary chimpanzee doctors and wizards." Adai also agreed. "It would be great if we could invite him to my parents' village to treat them." Aleng thought for a moment and said, "That's a good idea. But I'm afraid the village chief won't let him go," Adai said worriedly. "Oh. That's right, I thought so too," Aleng said with a worried look on his face. "Don't worry, brother, there will always be a way," Adai comforted Aleng. But just as the 2 brothers were whispering, Zisu was startled. A fox suddenly emerged from the deep and dense weeds 5 meters away. Looking closely, it turned out to be the purple-eyed fox, the master of the tiger love constipation. The purple-eyed fox glanced at the 2 chimpanzee bodyguards who were more than 50 meters away from Zisu, then stared at Zisu and asked softly, "Why didn't you come to us for several days, and stayed here to treat and collect herbs for these bastards? Have you surrendered to the enemy camp and become a traitor? How can you talk like that?" "When did I surrender to the enemy camp? What do you mean by a traitor?" Zissou retorted angrily. Besides, when did I join your camp? Did I help you escape, but helped you in the wrong way, so that you are ungrateful? I'm just a doctor. I will go wherever I am needed. I don't belong to any camp. Oh, sorry. I spoke too harshly. Please forgive me. The purple-eyed fox apologized softly, and then asked, when can you go down the mountain? I'm afraid I can't leave for the time being. Zissou explained patiently, they won't let me go. Didn't you see that they sent 2 tail followers to monitor me all the time? If I could leave, I would have gone down the mountain to find you long ago. This is really troublesome. My king wants me to invite you to our place. The purple-eyed fox frowned and complained in a low voice, what should I do now? After a pause, he thought about it, and then he had an idea. Zissou whispered to the purple-eyed fox, tomorrow morning, I will come here to collect herbs for the last time. After that, he pointed to the top of the mountain 100 meters away and said, see, there is a big rock on the cliff on the top of the mountain. You can tie a long, thick and strong vine to the big rock before tomorrow morning, so that I can slide down the mountain along the vine and escape. Remember, the vine must be at least 300 meters long and tied tightly, otherwise I will fall to death and there will be no doctor to treat your king. What you said is a good idea. But where can I find such a long, thick and strong vine? The purple-eyed fox continued to complain worriedly. That's your business. Zissou kicked a ball to him without hesitation and said, you can find a way to look for it everywhere. If it's not long enough, you can connect it piece by piece. You make it sound easy. Even if there is a thick and strong vine several hundred meters long, it is very heavy. How can I carry such a heavy thing to the top of the mountain? And even if I can carry it in sections over and over again, aren't you afraid of being discovered and caught by them? I didn't think of that. Then how did you sneak up the mountain? Zissou couldn't help but ask back. Unexpectedly, before he finished speaking, a chimpanzee's voice suddenly came from behind. Who are you talking to? Dr. Panda? This was the question from Erlang. It turned out that not long ago, Ada and Erlang stopped whispering and looked up in the direction of Zissou. They found that Zissou had stopped picking herbs, but was talking to Herb like a lunatic, but they couldn't hear what they were saying. Chapter 327 Mountain Town. The chimpanzee Adai felt very strange and sent Erlang to ask. However, the closer Erlang got to Zissou, the more he felt that Zissou was not talking to the herbs, but to some animal. But the voice was very low and he could not hear it clearly. Moreover, because he was far away and the grass was very deep, he did not find the purple-eyed fox. The fox was very cunning, and at this moment its whole body was hidden in the grass, with only half of its head exposed to talk to Zissou. Hearing the sudden question from Erlang, Zissou was frightened and trembled all over, but soon calmed down and turned around to ask, what's the matter? You suddenly came over and spoke to me, which scared me. Oh, sorry. Seeing Zissou blaming him, Erlang quickly bowed his head to apologize and explained, I saw you standing here alone in a daze, so I was going to come over to ask if you had finished collecting herbs. Then, I heard you mumbling to yourself, as if talking to someone, so I asked you that. I am almost done collecting herbs. Just now, I was talking to the herbs here, praying that more herbs will grow here next year for me to collect. Zissou hurriedly covered up himself and said, then try to hurry up and finish collecting herbs so that we can go back earlier. Seeing that there was nothing unusual, Erlang had no choice but to say so. Okay. I'll be fine soon. After saying that, Zissou lowered his head and continued to collect herbs. By the way, when Erlang was not paying attention, he gave the purple-eyed fox hiding in the dark bushes a very regretful and helpless look. But the purple-eyed fox gave Zissou a very unwilling, depressed and sad look, and then disappeared into the bushes. After Zissou finished collecting herbs, he returned to the village with 2 chimpanzee bodyguards. The next day, Zissou went to the mountain to collect herbs again, still holding a 1 in 10,000 hope, and found time to go to the cliff on the top of the mountain to check whether the big rock had the long and thick vine that he had proposed to the purple-eyed fox yesterday. When he found that there was no vine, he knew that the purple-eyed fox must have retreated. 2 days later, the chimpanzee Erlang asked the eldest brother Da Hong Pit to let Zissou go to his parents' village and treat his parents. Unexpectedly, the chimpanzee eldest brother considered it again and again, and finally agreed. This called Erlang ecstatic, but the village owner Da Hong Pit proposed that a 4th brother take 2 brothers to follow Zissou and Erlang to protect Zissou anytime and anywhere. After hearing the news, Zissou was shocked and thought, should I take advantage of this visit to escape? I think it is not necessary. I go to see a doctor everywhere, why do I have to mix with a tiger? Love constipation? Besides, I don't know where to find them. Unexpectedly, the chimpanzee Laozi is very cunning. He asked Zissou and his followers not to take the main road or the small road, but to take the air corridor. The so-called air corridor is to walk on the trees, jumping from tree to tree, so as to avoid the harassment of wild beasts on the ground such as tigers, lions, elephants, leopards and bison, and it is much faster than a difficult march on the mountain. In this way, Zissou and Laozi, a group of wild beasts who can climb trees, will naturally look for places with many trees to walk, and go to where the trees are big and dense. Although it is inevitable to take more detours according to this way, it is much safer and faster, so they don't care about it. 2 days later, in the evening, Zissou and Laozi's group finally arrived at their destination, the chimpanzee parents' village of Aleng. Aleng's family is one of the poorest families in this chimpanzee village. His father has been paralyzed in bed for many years, and his mother bears the burden of maintaining the family's life. She has to go up the mountain to hunt during the day and go home to serve her husband and raise children at night. Every day is very hard and she is as thin as a monkey. What's more, Aleng has a younger brother and a younger sister. The younger brother is named Amo and the younger sister is named Agu. Zissou came to Aleng's home mainly to treat his father. For the acupuncture treatment of paralysis, it is mainly to prick and stimulate the Yinmen acupoint with bamboo sticks. Secondly, stimulating the Zhusanli acupoints on both legs and the Yongquan acupoints under the feet will also have a good auxiliary effect. In addition, Chinese herbal medicine is also used for the recovery of body functions. All this cannot be completed in a few days, but at least 2 or 3 months. In this way, Zissou had to stay here temporarily, but Aleng's house was too small to accommodate Zissou, Laozi and others. Aleng had to build 2 more thatched houses near his house with Laozi and his followers, one for Dr. Zissou to live in, and the other for Laozi and his followers to live together, while Aleng went to his own house to live with his younger brothers and sisters. The next day, after Zissou found that Aleng's house was overcrowded, he called Aleng out to live in the same thatched house with him. After Zissou insisted again and again, Aleng could not refuse and had to agree not to live with his younger brothers and sisters at home. As time passed, with the superb medical skills and careful treatment of Zissou, the panda doctor, Aleng's father's paralysis disease improved day by day. After a month, he could get out of bed and walk with the help of the caregiver. Soon, Zissou broke branches from the mountain and made him a pair of crutches for the lame man, so that he could walk on the ground by himself. At this time, the main thing was to provide physical rehabilitation treatment for Aleng's father, and he no longer needed acupuncture and medication. Therefore, Zissou had more free time. He heard that there was a very lively market town about 10 miles away, so he asked Aleng to take him to see it, and Laozi and his followers naturally followed. I never expected that this market town would be so prosperous and lively, almost like a primitive human town. There were all kinds of animals here, including chimpanzees, black monkeys, golden monkeys, apes, baboons, mandrills, wild men, and werewolves. I even saw many apes, wild men, and werewolves doing business. No mistakes in one song, one post, one content, one book, one forum, 1619, one book, one forum, one look. What is most surprising is that these highly intelligent animals who do business do not trade by barter, but use a kind of hard currency, all kinds of colorful gems. The bigger and more beautiful the gems are, the more and better goods they can exchange, such as tiger skin, leopard skin, bison bones, various meats and food, various rare herbs, peacock and phoenix feathers, etc. Where do these beautiful gems come from? With great curiosity, Zissou asked a chimpanzee who was about to exchange gems for goods. The chimpanzee told him that there was a mountain in the northwest of 100 miles away from here. There were all kinds of gems on the mountain. Many animals from all directions went there to grab them. In order to grab these beautiful gems, everyone even fought and killed each other. After years of excavation and crazy looting, it is now difficult to find good quality gems in that place, and there are fewer animals from all over the world looking for gems there. Chapter 328 Panda Clinic. After learning this information, Zissou couldn't help but sigh and said, I never thought that animals are as greedy as humans. Maybe greed is the common trait of animals. Whether you are a higher animal or a lower animal, it's the same. Then, Zissou had another idea in his mind. Can I open a temporary clinic here? It's so lively here, there will always be people who get sick. If there are sick people, I will have business. Besides, Ling's father's illness is almost cured, and I have more time now. In addition, there are 2 idle people in Ling's family, his younger brother and sister. I can call them to help, and I can also help them solve the problem of food and accommodation to alleviate the difficulties of Ling's family. Yes, this is a good idea, so it's decided. So Zissou told Ling and Lao Si about his idea, and asked them to help him build a clinic in a more lively place in this market town, and all the wood and hay should be found, cut and collected by everyone in the nearby mountains. When Ling heard this, he was very happy and immediately raised his hands to show his approval. The 4th brother frowned and said nothing, but he could not find a reason to object, so he had to acquiesce. In this way, 3 days later, a very simple thatched wooden house was built in a relatively prosperous area of this market town. This was the first temporary Chinese medicine clinic since Zissou started practicing medicine. From now on, it was officially opened. After the Chinese medicine clinic opened for business, it did arouse the curiosity of some passing chimpanzees, wild men and monkeys. Everyone felt that it was an insult to themselves to let a lower animal with a far lower IQ than their own, a panda, come to treat them, unless they had a brain disease. Many of these so-called higher animals looked at Zissou's panda for a few times, spit a mouthful or two, and left. Some even thought that looking at it for more was an insult to their eyes. In the next few days, Zissou's clinic was no longer invited. This was beyond Zissou's expectation. Zissou was very depressed and puzzled. Could it be that my first clinic in another city failed so badly and I would have to close down soon? Could it be that I was so unlucky? At noon that day, a dirty black monkey suddenly fainted in front of the Chinese medicine clinic. Zissou felt sympathy for this guy. He was so thin that he looked like a rib and fainted on the ground. How could he bear to watch him die without saving him? So he went out and carried this poor guy into the clinic, closed the door, and treated him. Then, he took out a bamboo stick from the bamboo tube in the medicine box and stuck it into the Niguan acupoint of the black-haired monkey. After a few minutes, the black-haired monkey slowly woke up and gently said, "Water, water, I want to drink water." Seeing this, Zissou hurriedly asked one of the 2 helpers beside him, a mushroom, to get some water. Soon, a mushroom brought a bowl of water in a gourd bowl, and Zissou took the bowl and fed the black-haired monkey the bowl of water. Unexpectedly, the black-haired monkey yelled that he was hungry again, so Zissou had to ask another helper a mushroom to get 2 purple potatoes. When a mushroom brought a purple potatoes, the black-haired monkey didn't want Zissou to feed him. When he saw the purple potatoes, his eyes lit up, he grabbed them, and immediately gobbled them up. He swallowed the 2 purple potatoes in a few mouthfuls, which made Zissou and the 2 helpers stunned. Zissou understood that this guy must have not eaten for a long time and just fainted from hunger. Sure enough, the black monkey finished eating and asked again, "Are there any more?" Zissou quickly asked Agu to get 2 more purple potatoes, but this time, after the black monkey took the purple potatoes from Agu, he did not gobble them up like he did the first time, but chewed them slowly and swallowed them carefully, as if he was savoring the delicious food, and even showed a look of enjoyment. This simply stunned everyone, and Zissou couldn't help thinking, this guy's expressions and movements are too rich, aren't they? If he were to act, he would definitely be an excellent actor. After the black-haired monkey finished eating the purple sweet potato rice, he looked up and asked Zissou, "Does your clinic need a helper to do odd jobs?" Zissou couldn't help but ask in surprise, "You want to come here to help? What can you do?" The black-haired monkey immediately patted his chest and said, "I am willing to do anything and can do anything." After thinking for a while, Zissou raised his eyebrows and said, "Okay. From today on, you will follow me up the mountain to collect herbs and come down the mountain to help. Don't be lazy. Do you understand?" When the black-haired monkey heard that Zissou actually agreed, he jumped to the ground happily, knelt down to Zissou, and said, "Thank you for your kindness, master, for giving me a new life. From now on, I will work like a cow or a horse to repay you for saving my life." Zissou quickly stepped forward and pulled him up, saying, "You're too polite. It's just a small favor. It's not worth mentioning. Well, you're all dirty now. Go take a bath." Just after she finished speaking, she turned around and said to Amo, "Amo, take him to the stream behind to take a bath." After the black-haired monkey took a bath, he was indeed more energetic, but his body was a little thin. Zissou then remembered that he forgot to ask this guy's name, so he asked, "Hey, "What's your name?" When the black-haired monkey heard it, he was stunned and said, "I don't have a real name, because I have been an orphan since I was a child, and grew up with a group of golden monkeys. They all call me black-haired monkey, but I know this is just a nickname. How about, master, you give me a real name?" Zisu thought about it and remembered that when she rescued him, the first word he said was water, so she said, "Then I will name you Ashu." The black-haired monkey was so excited that he knelt down again to thank him. "Ashu, thank you for the name, master." The next day, just after dawn, Zisu got up and woke up Shui and the other two. After breakfast, they went up the mountain to collect herbs. They also dug purple sweet potatoes and picked wild fruits for dry food. Zisu found that Shui had a good memory and was particularly interested in various Chinese herbs. Zisu patiently taught Shui how to identify various herbs, such as honeysuckle, Houtschunia cordata, Isidus root and trumpet creeper. No mistakes, one post, one content, one book, one forum. When going down the mountain, Zisu suddenly found a lot of fresh mushrooms under a big tree that was not very noticeable, so he asked a Mu and a Gu to go and pick mushrooms. That morning, Zisu's Chinese medicine clinic finally welcomed the first patient who came to seek medical treatment. A chimpanzee, who was bent over with his hands on his belly and looked very bitter, walked in with a sly look, and asked cautiously, "Doctor, do you need gemstones for treatment?" Zisu saw that the chimpanzee looked poor, and knew that this was a poor chimpanzee with no money, so he said generously, "It doesn't matter, whether there are gemstones or not, we will treat him." "Why, you are here to see a doctor. Come, please sit down. What's your name, and how old are you this year?" "My name is Aku, I am 15 years old this year," the chimpanzee replied. Zisu heard it and looked at the first patient received by the clinic, thinking, it is really the name fits the person. It seems that this guy's life is really hard. Chapter 329 Scolding the Hawker. Then, Zisu asked kindly, "What's wrong with you?" "I have a severe stomach ache and I've had diarrhea 3 or 4 times this morning," the chimpanzee Aku said with a sad face. "Did you eat something unclean?" Zisu continued to ask. Aku lowered his head for a long while, then raised it and said anxiously, "Maybe. This morning, a savage came to sell fruitcakes, cakes made of wild fruits. His fruitcakes were very fragrant, and many local residents went to buy them. I was very hungry and I didn't have any gems, not even a small colored pebble. So, I took advantage of the savage's inattention and secretly stole a piece of fruitcake and swallowed it in 2 or 3 mouthfuls. But before long, my stomach started to hurt, and soon I couldn't hold it anymore. I ran to the toilet several times in succession. Now I have diarrhea and my eyes are dizzy, my whole body is weak, and my legs are shaking. Doctor, is there any cure for my disease? Let me take your pulse." As soon as the words fell, Zisu reached out and grabbed Aku's right hand and began to take his pulse. After a while, he let go of his hand and said to him, "I can cure you, and I don't need any money from you, but you have to do something for me." "Can you, doctor? As long as you can cure my disease, I will do whatever you want me to do," Aku promised firmly. "Okay. I will treat you right now." After that, Zisu took out a bamboo stick from the bamboo tube in the bamboo medicine box, pierced the Hegu point on the back of Aku's left hand, and performed acupuncture treatment. After about a quarter of an hour, he took out the bamboo stick, and then prescribed medicine for him, boiled a large bowl of medicine, and asked him to drink it. Then, Zisu said to Aku, "Now your condition is basically stable. 1 more acupuncture and 1 soup medicine, and you will be cured. Later, you go out and promote it door to door, saying that the Panda Clinic can treat diarrhea. You can tell your own story and say that your diarrhea was cured by the Panda Clinic. If they ask whether the Panda Clinic requires gems for treatment, how should I answer them?" Aku asked. "Then just tell me how much you want to give. It doesn't matter how much you give. But, even if you don't give me gemstones, I will give you medical treatment. However, after you cure the disease, you have to promote our clinic and say that our clinic can treat all kinds of difficult and complicated diseases," Zisu carefully instructed Aku. After accepting the task of advertising for the clinic, Aku immediately stood up and walked out the door. Now his illness has improved a lot, but he is a little weak and has little strength in his body. When he walks, his center of gravity is a little unstable. Seeing this, Zisu hurriedly asked Shui to go up and support him, and accompany him to promote the clinic. In addition, he asked Gu to get some purple sweet potatoes as dry food for them at noon. In this way, Aku, supported by a shui, shouted all the way, "Good news, good news, the Panda Clinic specializes in treating diarrhea, and also treats other difficult and complicated diseases. Those who want to see a doctor, hurry up. Whether there are gems or not, they will cure it. My diarrhea was cured there, and no gems are needed, just shout a few times for the clinic is enough." Not long after, many residents of the town, big and small, stretched their heads to see. This is a rare new thing. In the past there were people shouting for business, but this kind of shouting to advertise for the clinic was unheard of. Those residents of the town who had eaten unclean fruitcakes this morning were suffering from diarrhea at home. When they heard Aku's shouting, they all thought, could this low-level animal be so powerful that it could actually cure this inexplicable diarrhea disease? Hey! It's time now, and I can't care about my face. My life is more important. Since he speaks so well, he won't deceive us in public, right? Let's go and give it a try. It's not like they'll die of diarrhea sitting at home, right? Most of the patients with diarrhea held this idea in mind, and sent other members of their family out to verify. When they finally got Aku's personal testimony and personal assurance, they put down their so-called higher animals and went to the Panda Clinic one after another for treatment. And Zissou naturally cured these patients one by one seriously and responsibly, so that they basically returned satisfied. From then on, the Panda Clinic with excellent medical skills gained a firm foothold in this market town. Several patients came to see the doctor every day, and the business gradually prospered. This morning, Zissou had just opened the door of the clinic, and suddenly, on the street outside the door, the shouts of people selling fruitcakes came from far to near. After a while, a werewolf vendor, abbreviated as Wolf Vendor, came along the street from the west to the east of the town, carrying a load of fruitcakes. When he passed the Panda Clinic, he shook his head and shouted at the top of his voice, "Fruitcakes for sale. Fresh fruitcakes made this morning, fragrant, sweet and crispy, made without blowing your nose, sneezing, spitting, taking a shit without washing your hands, grabbing mud with your hands, picking your toes with your hands, or using foot washing water." The big crispy fruitcakes. Hearing the shouting getting closer and clearer, Zissou couldn't help but look up and look outside the door. She was surprised to find that the vendor selling fruitcakes was actually a werewolf with a wolf's head, an ape-like body, and could walk upright. Seeing this, Zissou stood up quickly, walked out of the door and asked, "Hey! Are all you fruitcake sellers so dirty and untidy? You even dare to use foot washing water to make sesame cakes? Do you want people to eat them to death?" The wolf vendor turned around and looked at Zissou and said, "Hey! Isn't this a panda? I didn't expect that lower animals like you can also speak the language of us higher animals. It's really strange. Did you just say that the fruitcakes I made are not clean? I solemnly tell you, the fruitcakes I make are the cleanest in this town. Only the fruitcakes made by that savage are not clean. If you dare to say that my fruitcakes are not clean again, believe it or not, if you make me mad, I will tear down your shitty clinic. Why don't you open one for me and try?" "Humph. You say the fruitcakes you make are clean, so they must be clean. But who has seen you make fruitcakes with their own eyes?" Zissou put her hands on her hips, staring at the wolf vendor in front of her, and said confidently, "But I have seen with my own eyes many patients who had stomach upsets from eating fruitcakes come to me for treatment, and I cured them all myself. Do you dare to say that the fruitcakes you make must be fine and will not make people sick? Can you guarantee it? No mistakes in one poem, one post, one content, one book, one forum, 1619, take a look." Facing the purple panda in front of him who was not afraid of being scared, the wolf vendor couldn't help but said with a guilty conscience, "Dr. Panda, you can't say that. Although I can't guarantee that the fruitcakes I made are very clean, it is absolutely impossible for you to get a stomachache. Besides, I don't know you at all, and we have no grudges in the past or present. Why do you have to force me so hard? He is a businessman, and he needs to make a living, right? Didn't you speak very arrogantly just now? Why, are you feeling guilty and have no confidence now?" Purple Panda said sarcastically. Chapter 330 Helpless Zissou. At this time, the wolf peddler looked around and found that there were very few pedestrians on the street in the morning. He walked to Zissou mysteriously and whispered in his ear, "To be honest, I am actually a countryman from a dozen miles away from this town. I used to make fruitcakes with dirty hands and foot washing water like the savages, but since I heard that the savages did this and got into trouble, I never dared to do that again. The reason why I did that in the past was because the people in this market town looked down on us country people and felt particularly angry, as if we country people were so dirty, but I just couldn't accept it. I just want to cure this bad habit of the people in this market town and let them all come and taste how powerful we country people are. As for blowing your nose, sneezing, spitting, not washing your hands after taking a shit, picking your feet with your hands, and making fruitcakes, that is an old habit of us country people that is innate and cannot be changed. No one will eat it. When Zissou heard this, she immediately scolded angrily, "You are too immoral. Do you have any professional ethics and conscience? Aren't you afraid that people will beat you up after they find out?" The wolf peddler looked like a dead pig that was not afraid of boiling water, and said arrogantly, "Beat me if you want. Who is afraid of who? The east wind blows, the war drums beat, who is afraid of who in the world now? At worst, we can move to another place and sell fruitcakes somewhere else." Zissou shook her head helplessly and said, "You are simply unreasonable and hopeless," the wolf peddler said a little boastfully. "However, if I meet those fancy ladies and rich ladies in this town, I will pretend to be clean, hygienic, efficient and enthusiastic. I can't ruin my good business." Zissou couldn't help but sigh. "You are such a sinister and wicked guy. You deserve to be called wolf-hard and dog-lung," the wolf vendor continued to brag. "Hey, I'm a wolf, a werewolf. You know what? After eating the fruitcakes I made with foot-washing water, several fools gave me a thumbs up and praised me, saying, 'Delicious, delicious. The taste is very special, unique. The fruitcakes you made are so fragrant,' which made me laugh so hard that I couldn't close my mouth. I think that even my stinky feet would be more fragrant than pickled pig's trotters to those fools in this town." Zissou shook her head in despair and said, "You are not ashamed but proud of it." "Oh, I don't know how to describe you," the wolf vendor pretended to be angry and said, "Wow. You are so arrogant. Who do you think you are? A savior? Come on. I really didn't put foot-washing water in today's fruitcakes. Do you want to try one and see how it tastes? I guarantee that after you finish one, you will want to eat another one. If you don't want to try it, just leave quickly and go somewhere else. Don't block our business," Zissou said angrily. "Oh. You're still excited, aren't you? Are you sure? This is my clinic, not your fruitcake shop. You're the one who's leaving, not me," the wolf peddler finally realized. "Oh, so this is your territory. You confused me. Let's go. Who wants your crappy place?" As soon as he finished speaking, he turned around and left with a fruitcake basket on his shoulder. Like dancing the yang, he swayed his head and sang as he walked, "Fruitcakes for sale. Big, fragrant, sweet and crispy fruitcakes. Very cheap. No foot-washing water is added. No shitting and no washing of the butt. Oh, no, it's the kind of cake that doesn't require you to shit and don't wash your hands, blow your nose and sneeze, spit, and pick your toes with your hands. It's not like this." Cut. At this moment, the wolf peddler had already walked far away, and Zissou had to shout from a distance, "Hey! Stop, fruitcake seller, come back for a moment. I'll give you a free shot and see." The wolf vendor stopped and turned around and said, "What? You want to give me acupuncture? Why are you giving me acupuncture? Are you sick? If you want to be treated, go and do it yourself. I have to earn gems to support my family. I don't have time to care about you." After that, he continued to carry the fruitcakes and left while shouting. As a doctor, Zissou was helpless against such unscrupulous businessmen. But just when Zissou and Shui were preparing to have breakfast, suddenly, a golden monkey rushed in from outside the door, and as soon as it entered the door, it shouted to Zissou, "Dr. Panda, something bad has happened. My king's little princess is in labor, and the king asked me to ask you to go and treat her." Zissou picked up a purple sweet potato and stuffed it into his mouth. Zissou used to like to eat bamboo leaves, but there were few bamboo leaves here, so he also followed the local custom and started to chew purple sweet potatoes. Then he carried a bamboo medicine box and said to Shui and the others, "Shui, you stay at home and remember to close the door. Agu, take some purple sweet potatoes as dry food, and Amo, take the pottery jar for boiling medicine, and you two sister and brother will go with me to see the patients." Zissou took the little chimpanzee sister and brother and followed the golden monkeys around, and finally came to a big mountain. There were dense trees here, and there were many birds and animals, especially golden monkeys. They thought this must be a golden monkey tribe. As expected, the golden monkey that brought the news brought Zissou and the others to see the golden monkey king, an old monkey king with gray hair, and introduced the Monkey King and Zissou to each other. After the old Monkey King asked clearly, he immediately led Zissou and his party to the residence of the little princess. The little princess with a big belly was lying on the soft grass bed and screaming loudly. Several golden monkey midwives around her looked at the little princess like idiots, with sad faces and helpless. Zissou walked up and pushed away the idiots, sat on a wooden stool beside the bed, leaned over, felt the pulse of the little princess, looked at the little princess with sweat on her face due to pain, and thought for a while. After a while, Zissou basically understood the condition of the little princess, which was a difficult labor caused by the abnormal fetus of the little princess. Seeing this, Zissou took out a relatively small bamboo stick from the bamboo tube in the bamboo medicine box he brought with him, and quickly inserted it into the hegu point on the back of the little princess's right hand, then gently turned the upper end of the bamboo stick. 5 minutes later, the little princess stopped screaming. 10 minutes later, the little princess's stomach moved. Half an hour later, the little princess started to scream again, but this time it was not screaming, but shouting in surprise, "I'm about to give birth, come and help me." Zissou hurriedly took out a bamboo stick and left the little princess's residence. Before leaving, he said to the golden monkey midwives around him, "Now, it's your turn." At this time, the golden monkey king ordered his subordinates to bring a lot of fresh peaches, which made Amo and Agu drool. Zissou smiled and said to them, "Why are you looking at it? Pick it up and eat it." After that, he took the lead and took a peach, put it to his mouth, and took a bite. It was so fragrant, sweet and crisp. It tasted great. Look at the content of the first 6 to 9 book bar without any mistakes. Seeing that Zissou was eating with gusto, Amo and Agu each grabbed a peach and gobbled it up, smacking their lips as they ate, looking like they were enjoying it very much. Just after they finished eating the peaches, they heard the loud cry of a newborn baby coming from the little princess's residence. After a while, a golden monkey midwife came out holding a young baby, and said to the old monkey king with a smile on her face, "Your Majesty, the little princess has given birth to a little daughter for you." Zissou, Amo and Agu couldn't help but move forward and took a closer look. Wow! What a beautiful and cute golden monkey. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 331 Trapping the Silver Fox. Now let's turn the camera to Feifei. Last time, we talked about the Mouse Queen asking Feifei to help her solve the thorny problem of being exterminated by the fox. After thinking for a moment, Feifei frowned, and a plan came to her mind. She raised her eyebrows and said, "Leave this matter to me, I will help you handle it properly." Seeing Feifei's confident look, the Mouse Queen couldn't help but doubt and said, "Are you really so sure? Can you tell me some details first?" "The secret cannot be leaked," Feifei said mysteriously, "otherwise, it won't work. Don't blame me when the time comes, okay? I still understand the principle of trust people when you employ them, and don't employ people if you don't trust them." The Mouse Queen felt relieved and said, "Then what do you want me to cooperate with you?" "Cooperation, of course. But it's very simple. You can do it very easily." After a pause, Feifei said, "I will notify you again when the time comes. Are you going to leave now?" The Mouse Queen thought that Feifei might take the opportunity to slip away, and couldn't help but worry. A gentleman's word is as good as gold. "Since I have promised you, I will never break the contract," Feifei comforted her and said, "I have to go out and make arrangements now. I will be back in 2 or 3 days. By the way, before I come back, please order your subordinates to stay out of the cave as little as possible to reduce unnecessary losses. Now we can only rely on you. I hope you will not disappoint me." After the Mouse Queen finished speaking, she turned around and shouted to the outside, "Come on, send this Mr. Turtle half-immortal back." In a blink of an eye, the Mouse Captain walked in quickly, bowed his head and asked, "Your Majesty, we are not going to eat, so do we have to push away this fat meat that is in our mouths, asshole? This gentleman is very capable, he is half-immortal, and he was sent by God to save us. Do you still want to eat our savior? Is your brain filled with water?" The Mouse Queen cursed angrily. 2 days later, Feifei came to the Mouse Queen as promised and asked her to make arrangements according to Feifei's prior arrangements. The silver fox that posed a huge threat to the Rat Queen's family lived in a cave not far from the rat's nest. It was a male fox, and he had 2 wives, one big and one small. The big wife had given birth to 6 little foxes for him, and the little wife had given birth to 5 little foxes for him. As early as 2 months ago, when the big and small wives were pregnant, the silver fox alone had been responsible for the family's daily food until now. Since then, the silver fox has found that there are many rats here, so it has shifted its focus from the fewer and fewer hares to the rats of the rat queen's family, and began to hunt the silver fox's nest of rats frantically, killing one when it saw one, and killing a pair when it saw a pair, with iron teeth and ruthlessness. Now, the silver fox has become addicted to this group of rats, and has become addicted to eating them, and has also become good at catching them. If he doesn't catch a few rats one day, he will have a toothache and itchy hands, can't sleep, and feel uneasy. Look, since Feifei left, the rats have been staying indoors for 2 days, which makes the silver fox unable to start, and hates it, but can't do anything about it. It was dusk now, and the sky was getting gloomy. From time to time, dark clouds floated in the distance, covering the setting sun. Silver Fox came to the door of the Mouse Queen's house again. Suddenly, he found a giant python as thick as a small barrel entrenched under a big tree 5 or 6 meters away from the mouse hole. Suddenly, Silver Fox was so scared that his soul flew away and he ran away. He didn't dare to stop until he ran 200 or 300 meters away. He turned back to check, but he was still scared. However, Silver Fox was still unwilling to give up. After a long time, he quietly moved over. When he was still 70 or 80 meters away from where he was just now, he looked carefully from a distance and found that the terrifying big guy was still there and refused to leave. What's going on? He had never seen this giant python before, so how did it come here today? Silver Fox was puzzled. The family's food rations all depended on Silver Fox. Yesterday, his family ran out of food, and today he had to get some mouse meat back no matter what. However, with this extremely hateful python here, today's food collection plan may be ruined. In fact, even without this python, as long as the mice don't come out of the hole, Silver Fox will still be helpless. However, the mice may also be hungry. After all, mice also have to go out to find food. It depends on who can outlast the other. Since there is no way to come up with an idea here, let's go somewhere else to look around, so as not to run back empty-handed, otherwise I really can't raise my head in front of my wives. In this way, Silver Fox wandered around, except for the mouse's nest. He turned around everywhere he could, and turned around in a sweat, but still got nothing. Not only did he not see a single hair of the mouse, but even the hair that he could see from time to time before was nowhere to be seen. This is really strange. After a long time, Silver Fox felt thirsty and wanted to drink water, so he ran to the river. Suddenly, the Silver Fox saw that there seemed to be some movement on the bank of the upstream river, 100 meters away. A turtle was busy carrying several mice to swim across the river. Several mice had already crossed over, and now there were only a few mice left on the river bank. The Silver Fox could not help but realize, I was wondering why this nest of mice has been so abnormal these days. It turns out that they want to escape. I wonder where you can escape to today? Taking advantage of the cover of short trees and tall weeds, the Silver Fox quickly and lightly approached the mice on the river bank. There were only less than 20 meters left. The Silver Fox suddenly rushed out of the bushes and pounced on the mice on the bank. The clever mice were so scared that they jumped into the water plop, plop and swam desperately to the other side of the river. The Silver Fox, who had already rushed to the river bank, was amused when he saw it. You mice can swim, so can't we foxes? So, without any hesitation, he also dived into the water with a plop and chased a mouse swimming in the water. Suddenly, there was a splash of water more than 3 meters to the left of the Silver Fox, and a huge crocodile suddenly emerged from the bottom of the water, and then pounced on the Silver Fox like a whirlwind. Faced with this sudden change, the Silver Fox was unprepared and immediately at a loss. His mind was confused. In the short 2 seconds when it was in a daze, the crocodile instantly killed the Silver Fox. And before the Silver Fox turned around to escape, it bit the Silver Fox's thin waist and quickly dragged it into the water. For the Mouse Queen and her group of mice, the cunning and cruel terrible enemy was killed by the super killer hired by Feifei. Obviously, this was a trap carefully designed by Feifei to trap, kill, the Silver Fox. The poor Silver Fox unfortunately fell into the trap and died. During this process, Feifei and his other 2 sworn brothers all appeared, each doing their own job. The eldest python was responsible for protecting the mouse nest and deterring the silver fox from approaching. Feifei and the mice on both sides of the river were responsible for luring the silver fox to be fooled, and the second eldest crocodile was responsible for the final hunting of the silver fox. Chapter 332, Turtle's Romance. This time, the plan to help a mouse queen trap the silver fox was perfect. Feifei took all the details into consideration, even including having the big python scare away and eat all the hares nearby, forcing the silver fox to come and take the bait. In the case of extreme hunger, the silver fox must have been inconsiderate and lost sight of the other, thus forgetting that there were crocodiles in the creek, which eventually led to his death. This time, helping the mouse queen eliminate the natural enemy was also an agreement that Feifei agreed to under forced circumstances, and it was not very pleasant. After completing the agreement, Feifei left here and continued to travel around the world. After swimming across the small river and coming to the big river, it was almost dusk. At this time, only the sunlight was shining on the river, sparkling and colorful, which amazed Feifei. Just as Feifei was looking at the scenery in front of him with a lot of emotion, suddenly, a large group of barracudas passed by Feifei in a row. They were in a hurry and looked straight ahead, as if they were going to the market. After a while, a wild turtle swam to Feifei and said enthusiastically, "Hi. Handsome guy, what are you doing? You are here in a daze alone." Feifei turned around and saw that it was a female turtle, so she replied, "I'm here to enjoy the scenery." "What's the matter, beautiful lady? Wow. I didn't expect you to be so gentlemanly." The female turtle lowered her head shyly and said, "If I have nothing to do, can't I chat with you for a while?" "Of course, that's fine. However, I have something right now and I really want to ask you about it," Feifei said. "Just tell me. I'll tell you anything I know." "Really? Then I have to ask. Do you know what that large group of fish that just swam past us was doing? What exactly they were doing? How would I know? But I guess they were probably going to a collective banquet." "Banquet? What banquet? You don't even know about a banquet? How stupid. For them, the so-called banquet means that the big fish go to eat the small fish." "Oh. So it's this kind of banquet. No wonder they are in such a hurry. But how do they know that there will be a large group of small fish waiting for them to eat?" "Of course they know. Because a large group of fish like this will not go to the banquet unless there is a large group of small fish. In order to find out where there are a lot of small fish, such a large school of fish will generally send out their fish spies to inquire and collect information about the small fish schools, and promptly feed back to the fish school headquarters. Once they determine where there are a lot of small fish or small fish schools, they will immediately rush over to catch them, just like they did just now, so as to have a good meal. It seems that you know a lot. I admire you. Of course, I'm an old hand. What can you hide from me? I didn't realize you're still an old hand. How old are you this year? It's impolite to ask a lady's age like this. How old are you this year, handsome guy? It's also very presumptuous to ask a man's age like this. However, I don't mind telling you, but I don't really know how old I am this year. It's so funny. You talk so funny. Okay, I won't beat around the bush with you. I'm 89 years old this year. How about you? How old are you? Wow. I didn't expect you to be so old. Aren't you going to become an old witch soon? Go to hell. We are all 1,000-year-old tortoises and 10,000-year-old turtles, with a long lifespan. I haven't started a family yet, and I'm still young? Is this true? According to that, can you really live for more than 1,000 years? Of course, there is no doubt about it. Handsome, you haven't answered my question yet. How old are you this year? Didn't I just tell you that I don't know? But since you call me handsome, I must be older than you. 1 year older is older, and 100 years older is also older. Anyway, I am much older than you. You are being shameless. This is not fair. Since I have told you my age, why don't you want to tell me? Are you afraid that I will think you are old? Why would I be afraid that you will think I am old? It is simply incomprehensible for you to talk like this. Well, I tell you, I am 889 years old this year. Is this okay, beautiful lady? What do you mean by is this okay? I think this is absolutely not okay. You are fooling the beautiful girl. Why should I fool you? Is there any need for this? I think it is necessary. You are not allowed to fool the flower season girl. Whether you are a beautiful girl or a young girl, there is no need for me to lie to you. I really don't know how old I am this year, because I really have lost my memory. Do you understand? Beauty. So that's how it is. Then I don't blame you, you are so pitiful. Baby, when did I become your baby again? You make me more and more confused. No mistake, just look at the content of one poem, one post, one book, and one forum. Confused? It's okay to be confused. I just want to find a confused man to fall in love with, get married in a confused way, give birth to our precious son in a confused way, and give birth to our precious grandson in a confused way. After all this fuss, you just want to find a person to marry and have children. What precious son and precious grandson? Those are turtle sons and turtle grandsons. Nonsense, nonsense. They are precious sons and precious grandsons. How come nice words have changed their taste in your mouth? What are turtle sons and turtle grandsons? Aren't we both turtles? Then the offspring born from our union will naturally be turtle sons and turtle grandsons, or turtle sons and turtle grandsons for short. But why do I feel that you are denigrating our turtle clan? That is of course discriminatory language that denigrates us turtles. There's something even worse, some people even call us cowards. Why on earth is that? That's because in the past, when human lifespans were very short, they were jealous of us turtles' longevity and disliked us for being slow, so they insulted us turtles and other tortoise-like animals. To be jealous of others means that you can't get what you want. To dislike others means that you are eager for quick success. Tell me, am I right? Yes, you are absolutely right. I didn't expect that you are such a talented woman. You are talented, young and beautiful, really great. Do you like me? If you like me, why don't you marry me home today? Beauty, you really know how to take advantage of others. I don't want to get married right away, I still have a lot of things to do. Well, you are a lecher who deceived the pure feelings of a beautiful girl. You just deceive the innocent girl's true feelings and immediately abandon her. Your speed is too fast, isn't it? It's almost faster than the speed of light. Beauty, aren't you exaggerating? We just met and haven't established a romantic relationship yet, so there is no question of who abandoning who. Are you exaggerating? Chapter 333, Attack on the Water. I'm not exaggerating at all. I can tell at first glance that you're not a good person, Beauty. Why do you have to be like this? If we can't be together, there's no need to say bad things to each other. We can still be ordinary friends. Who wants to be ordinary friends with you? I'm too lazy to waste my time here with you. Goodbye, you pervert. As soon as the voice fell, the female turtle swam away without looking back, disappearing in the sparkling river water under the setting sun. Hey. So impatient. Is this still a slow-moving turtle like us? Maybe it's a mutant turtle. Feifei couldn't help but smile bitterly. Never mind. Why think about these useless things? I've eaten too much. Shaking his head, Feifei stopped thinking about it and swam towards the west bank of the river. When he was about to reach the river, Feifei slowly emerged from the water. Suddenly, a splashing sound of water sounded from all around him, and then a black shadow instantly pressed over like an overwhelming force. Something bad is going to happen. As soon as this thought flashed through his mind, Feifei immediately hid his head in his tortoise shell. To be on the safe side, it was safest to be a turtle. No matter what happened, he could stay in his tortoise shell and remain unmoved. Immediately, a strong and pungent smell entered his tortoise shell, and Feifei realized that he had been attacked by a giant python. Next, Feifei felt waves of pressure, one stronger than the other, coming continuously from all directions like waves. Fortunately, Feifei's tortoise shell was strong and resistant enough to resist the giant python's numerous unreasonable pressures and entanglements. Unexpectedly, the giant python came up with a despicable method of rolling and throwing to entangle Feifei tightly, and then smashed it hard against a huge rock by the river. However, this was a stupid way of both sides suffered losses. Soon, after a few hits, the giant python hurt its own body and had to stop. However, the giant python still did not want to let go of Feifei, the big turtle, because it always thought that Feifei was a rare delicacy for it, and wanted to grind Feifei into pieces and swallow it into its stomach. So the giant python chose to suffocate Feifei in the water for a long, long time, unwilling to let go. As a turtle, Feifei has unparalleled patience and perseverance, and is not afraid of the giant python competing with it in endurance, which is the strength of turtles and tortoises. After a day and a night, the exhausted giant python had to give up the entanglement in frustration and helplessness, let go of Feifei, and slowly left with a dejected look. A sudden disaster was defeated by Feifei's patience and perseverance, and disappeared without a trace. Feifei was almost not hurt at all, except that he was scared. Despite this, Feifei still felt that it was much safer underwater than on the water, so he sank into the water again and began to roam the world in the water. In a place with dense water plants, there were many small fish, shrimps, crabs, loaches, eels, snails, shells, clams and other underwater creatures. Looking at some delicious food in front of him, Feifei felt that he suddenly had an appetite, and his stomach was rumbling. He no longer hesitated and immediately paddled with all four legs to start the turtle-style hunting action. In order not to consume too much physical strength, Feifei adopted the most commonly used ambush hunting method of turtles, which is to ambush deep in water plants, stones and mud. When some small fish and shrimps pass by Feifei, he will suddenly attack like lightning in order to hit the target with one strike. Because there were many small fish and shrimp swimming around here, Feifei's ambushes were successful many times. In less than 2 hours, she was so full that she could hardly hold on. After eating, Feifei felt her eyelids fighting and yawning, and then she had a good sleep until noon on the third day. The sun shone into the riverbed, and Feifei couldn't open his eyes when he looked up. He had to lower his head and swim forward, swim out of the water grass, and go to other places. Suddenly, a large group of large and small fish swam towards Feifei from the front, passing by Feifei's head and left and right like torpedoes. Behind these fleeing fish, a super huge emperor sturgeon that was 5 or 6 long and looked a bit like a shark followed behind, chasing them relentlessly, with the posture of a tiger entering a flock of sheep, invincible. Faced with such a spectacular and fierce chase scene, the wisest attitude is to watch from the sidelines. Feifei thought so too. He quickly climbed onto a big rock and began to enjoy it with relish. Unexpectedly, the huge emperor sturgeon stopped when it swam to Feifei. Feifei immediately felt a huge black shadow completely blocking the light on her body and the surrounding 2 or 3 meters. She felt like a dark cloud was pressing down on her head. At this time, the emperor sturgeon said, "Little turtle, are you sitting here to bask in the sun? You look so leisurely. I really envy you." Hearing that the emperor sturgeon actually started to talk to her, Feifei had to look up and replied to it, "Why do you say I'm a little turtle? I'm obviously a big turtle, okay? You envy me, but I envy you too. Look how majestic you are. Wherever you go, there are panics and fish are in panic. Everyone is scared of you." The emperor sturgeon couldn't help but feel a little proud when he heard it, and asked, "No matter how big you are still a little turtle in my eyes, because I am much bigger than you. Are you afraid of me too? I'm afraid of you? Hey, brother, you really like to joke." Feifei found it a little funny, so he said, "I've never been afraid of anyone. Why should I be afraid of you? My mouth is so big that I can swallow you in one bite." "Do you believe it?" the emperor sturgeon said again. "I don't think you are that stupid. You should know that even if you can swallow me, you may not be able to digest me. Aren't you afraid that I will use the sharp edge of my turtle shell to cut your stomach?" Feifei was a little angry, so she threatened the emperor sturgeon deliberately. "Why take it seriously? I was just joking with you just now. Well, I won't chat with you anymore. I still have to hunt for my food. Bye." The emperor sturgeon saw that there was nothing more to talk about, so he had to say goodbye and leave. Big fish eat small fish, small fish eat shrimps. This law of the jungle in aquatic animals applies to almost all biological worlds, and there may be no exceptions, Feifei thought. Under this law of the jungle, when the weak meet the strong, it means the arrival of a catastrophe. After all, there are very few turtles like Feifei who have very strong protective clothing and are not afraid of violence. This may be one of the reasons why turtles live long. There are few natural enemies, except for animals with high IQs like humans. So now, Feifei should be most on guard against humans or animals with high IQs, such as apes, wild men, chimpanzees, etc. In other words, if Feifei only moves in the water, it is difficult to encounter such dangers, but after leaving the water, it is hard to say. Feifei thought, since the risk on the water is too great, I'd better stay in the water. Everyone says a 1,000-year-old turtle, a 10,000-year-old tortoise. We can't be a short-lived turtle. Wouldn't that be too cowardly and too cheap? Chapter 334 Turtle. Ever since the python attacked him just after he emerged from the water, Feifei, the turtle that was carried by a human, dared not to emerge from the water easily. He stayed in the water for a long time, lived and traveled in the water. Occasionally, he ventured out of the water out of curiosity, but he would quickly rise up and then quickly sink to the bottom of the water. He dared not delay for a moment. He was already scared of enemies. One day, Feifei came to the bottom of the riverbed of this big river. Unexpectedly, there were many strange rocks, abundant water plants, many fish, shrimps, crabs and oysters. The scenery was elegant, and it was a leisurely and busy natural underwater landscape. Coming to a large rock crevice with relatively dim light, Feifei suddenly found that there was a stone cave of medium size here. He couldn't help but swim in out of curiosity. After entering the cave for a while, he saw a big turtle lying on the ground in the cave. He asked in surprise, "Hey, man, what are you doing lying on the ground? Are you pooping? Your grandma is pooping." "I'm hatching eggs, and my baby son is coming out soon," the big turtle said dissatisfiedly. "Wow. I met another female turtle. Oh. I wonder if I am lucky in love or unlucky," Feifei couldn't help but mutter to herself. "Of course I am lucky in love. You stupid turtle." Unexpectedly, the female turtle had such good hearing that she even heard Feifei's whispers and answered Feifei's question immediately. "Madam, why do you say that I am lucky in love when I met you?" Feifei asked puzzledly. "Stupid, isn't it simple? As long as you treat me well, and preferably never leave me, I will let you be the godfather or even stepfather of my baby son." "You say, if you are not lucky in love, then what is it?" the female turtle said while throwing a wink at Feifei. "This is simply a big flirting glance." Turtle beauties usually like to flirt secretly, but unexpectedly, this young turtle woman flirted openly. This is too bold and too explicit. Feifei felt a little overwhelmed by this, so she blushed and said to the turtle woman, "Madam, are you too impatient? We just met by chance, how can you ask me to be the father of your child so quickly? Your pace is really too fast, I can't keep up at all, I feel dizzy just listening to it." "It doesn't matter, the first time is unfamiliar. Once you get used to it, it will be fine," the turtle woman seemed to not mind. "Ah. You still need to get used to it? I can't get used to it. I'll take my leave now, bye," Feifei said, turning around and leaving. "Stop, don't leave. If you leave, I will die in front of you," the turtle woman threatened fiercely. Wow. I never thought that this young woman is not only impatient, but also has a hot temper. She is always threatening to die. What's going on? Could it be that she has postpartum depression? If so, the consequences are really serious. It seems that I really can't leave for the time being. I have to stay and comfort her. Feifei was thinking about it, and had to force herself to stay and do a good thing. "Well, madam, I won't leave. Is there anything you need me to do for you?" Feifei turned around again and said to the young woman. "That's good enough. You are good like this. Little darling, come here, come to your sister, let your sister love you well," the young woman said in a slow tone. "Madam, don't worry, you said that, I feel goosebumps all over my body." Feifei explained a little uneasily. "What do you mean, madam? From today on, you are not allowed to call me madam anymore. You have to call me sister, understand? Otherwise, I will be very angry. Once I get angry, the consequences will be serious." "Well, okay then." Feifei met this arrogant and unreasonable young turtle woman. For a moment, she had no choice but to give in and swam to the female turtle, lying down, letting her caress and teach her. "Well, not bad, she looks good and energetic. I like her. Otherwise, you can just be the father of the child." The female turtle stroked Feifei's back and took the opportunity to get straight to the point. "I'm afraid this won't work. The pace is too fast. I can't stand it." "I haven't thought about it yet," Feifei quickly expressed her objection. "Do you need to think about this kind of thing? You just need to accept it. Look, how good it is. As soon as you become a father and get promoted. Where can you find such a high treatment? Don't be ungrateful, or I will be very angry. You know the consequences." The tortoise young woman started with coercion, inducement and naked threats. "But we don't even know each other's names yet, and we are talking about marriage. Don't you think it's ridiculous?" Feifei declined. "Oh. It seems that I am a little impatient and even forgot this basic thing. My name is Danga. What's your name?" Feifei was very surprised when she heard it. Why did this tortoise young woman actually take a Chinese herbal medicine name? So should I also take a Chinese herbal medicine name to match it? What name should I take? Her name Danga means should be a tortoise. Then I will take the name Xiaowu, which means first time being a tortoise. Thinking of this, Feifei said, "Then you can just call me Xiaowu." "Ah. Danga and Xiaowu are perfect match. Great, really great. It seems that you and I are really destined to be together. We are simply a perfect match." At this time, Feifei regretted it immediately and wanted to slap herself twice, thinking, am I not tying myself up in knots? When did my brain become so stupid? Oh. It seems that I am going to fall into her hands. Well, Sister Dange, can I leave now? Feifei just wanted to leave her and get rid of this sudden bondage. Brother Xiaowu, where do you want to go? I can accompany you. Aren't you going to hatch eggs? How can you leave and accompany me to hang out? Then don't go out and wander around. Accompany me until I finish hatching the eggs. No mistakes in one poem, one post, one content, one book, one forum. You are hatching eggs. Why do you need me to accompany you? Are you and I so close? Brother Xiaowu, how close do you want? As long as you accompany me, I will agree to any intimacy you want. Why do I feel that we are in a sister-brother relationship? Brother Xiaowu, is a sister-brother relationship not good? As long as you are willing to accompany me, I will agree to whatever you want, as long as I have it. Okay, so, you really think we are a good match, don't you think so, Brother Xiaowu? I dare not say. I don't think I can see it now. You are so stupid that you can't even see this. I am different from you. From the moment you entered the cave, I determined that you and I would have an indissoluble bond. Because my heart was pounding at that moment, that was because your heart was beating because you were scared. How could it be because of excitement? Sister Dange, you must have made a mistake. Don't match us up randomly, okay? Chapter 335, Protecting the Family and the Son. Brother Xiaowu, don't try to evade responsibility. I am just so excited by your handsome and sturdy appearance that my heart is beating fast. This is our marriage in the previous life, and now we meet again here. You are not allowed to deny it. I will never let you leave my sight from now on, the turtle woman said with a strategy of carrot and stick. Aren't you forcing a marriage? Don't you know that a forced melon is not sweet? Feifei couldn't help but said angrily. Good brother, don't be angry. You don't know how much I like you. I can say that I fell in love with you at first sight. Don't leave me, okay? I beg you. Besides, we turtles are long-lived creatures. It is generally difficult to be faithful to one person for such a long life. You won't let me be a widow for the rest of my life, right? You can't never get married, or have only one wife for the rest of your life. How are you going to live for more than 1,000 years? Have you thought about it? The turtle woman patiently enlightened Feifei with kind words. What you said seems to make sense. Let me think about it. Feifei couldn't help but ponder over Dange's confession and explanation. It seems that it is difficult for me to continue to be single. I am entangled by this female turtle and it is difficult to get away. Otherwise, I will live a turtle love life first, which is not a bad idea. After thinking it through, Feifei nodded and agreed to have a sister-brother love with this female turtle named Dange first. After hearing Feifei's agreement, Dange was very happy. She immediately hugged Feifei and kissed her face to face, rubbing her snot and saliva all over Feifei's face. Feifei's mood was a bit complicated. This was forced to fall in love, kissed, and later, she would be married. It was all the word forced. It was so passive. In this way, how would Feifei feel? Would she feel happy and happy? If I say that there is no feeling at all, it is not entirely true. There is always a feeling of being pampered, and there is also a sense of responsibility that a man must bear. Oh. That's it for now, just muddle along. Soon, one after another, the turtle sons and daughters broke out of their shells. Sister Dange and Brother Xiaowu were very happy. They counted carefully and found that there were a total of 18 turtle sons or daughters born. It was really successors. I believe that in the future, they will see their grandsons. The next step is to train these turtle sons and daughters. Sister Dange and Brother Xiaowu take good care of them and train them carefully. They dare not be careless for a moment. It's really worrying and tiring. At this time, Feifei really realized the good intentions of Sister Dange. It turned out that raising children was too tiring. If she was alone, how could she live? No wonder she tried her best to circle Feifei and prevent Feifei from running away. She really needed a helper. Even if it was a disabled person, she would probably accept it. At least there was someone to talk to her and let her pass these boring and tiring days. Although they were tired, they still had a lot of laughter. After all, two turtles together were more fun and lively than one turtle alone. In addition, they had 18 turtle sons or daughters who needed to be taken care of and educated. Therefore, they did not feel bored or lonely at all. Every day passed quickly, and 3 months passed unknowingly. Soon, these turtle sons or daughters began to speak. Sister Dangai immediately asked the children to call Feifei dad or daddy. Feifei couldn't help thinking, I have become a husband and wife before we had a wedding. Is this the so-called common law marriage? Hey, it seems that I am a cheap father and a turtle stepfather. I became a stepfather before I had the chance to be a biological father. Is the order reversed? Soon after, Feifei and Sister Dangai began to teach the children the most basic survival skills: attack, fast predation, defense. Being a turtle, the main emphasis here is the word fast, and see that the turtles are usually slow and hesitant, but at the critical moment, they must be as fast as lightning. Otherwise, not only will they not have food, but they will also have life worries, which is the so-called good and bad luck at any time. As the 18 turtle sons or daughters grow up day by day, Sister Dangai and Brother Xiaowu have more and more free time, and they began to slowly expand their range of activities, and at the same time bring more and richer food to the children. This afternoon, Feifei and the turtle couple swam hand in hand to a farther place. Because the couple had caught a lot of food for the children in the morning and fed them one by one, they let them play freely near their home, Stone Cave, in the afternoon. But at this time, many fish and shrimps of various sizes rushed towards Feifei and his wife, and some smaller fish and shrimps even found stone cracks and stone caves to hide on the spot. Feifei and his wife were confused and puzzled. Feifei immediately caught a larger fish that was running away in panic and asked, "What's going on? Why are you so panicked?" Unexpectedly, the fish was so scared that its teeth were chattering and its face was pale. It said to Feifei, "Oh no, the devilfish is coming. Run for your life quickly or hide. Otherwise, you will die." Before the voice fell, it continued to run for its life without looking back. Devilfish? What is a devilfish? Is it really so scary? Feifei couldn't help but talk to himself. Dad, let's go back quickly. This devilfish is very powerful. It eats everything it catches, leaving only bones. Even giant fish are no match for it, Sister Dangai suddenly said. Is it really that powerful? Why have I never heard of it before? Feifei asked in disbelief. Hey, you are really ignorant. However, we don't need to worry too much. Just retract your head into the turtle shell and stick your 4 feet into the mud, and you will be fine. But what I am most worried about is our children. They are ignorant and don't know how to protect themselves. Let's go back quickly to protect our children, Sister Angelica said with great concern. At this time, a big fish in front ran and shouted, "Oh no, everyone hide quickly. The manta ray is behind me, no mistake, 1 post, 1 content, 1/6, 1 book, 1 bar, look." Then a large group of black sharp-mouthed fish like a dark cloud swarmed in like a tsunami, and one of them said, "The fat guy in front, don't run. It's useless to run, we will catch up with you soon." At this moment, there was no more hesitation. Feifei and Angelica had to turn around and run, and they ran desperately towards their home. After finally getting to the door of their house, before they had time to catch their breath, Feifei and his wife shouted, "Children, hide in the cave quickly. The manta rays are coming." As they spoke, they took action. The couple each grabbed 2 small turtles, 1 in each hand, put them into the cave, and then went out again. They went back and forth 3 or 4 times. Before they finished catching all the turtles, they found that groups of manta rays had already swarmed in. Chapter 336, Sudden Change. Although Feifei and his wife knew that there were still a few little turtles that had not had time to enter the cave, they did not care about much. At this moment, in order to protect the dozen little turtles in the cave, they immediately went back and blocked the front and back doors of the cave with their turtle shells, preventing the manta rays from invading the cave. Next, Feifei and his wife encountered waves of tsunami attacks. Although these manta rays attacked their turtle shells, they felt unprecedented pressure. Fortunately, these manta rays were not big and strong enough, and their IQ was not high enough. They did not know how to use human wave tactics and superposition principle, and they were not able to shake the iron wall of Feifei and his wife. Although the cave door was occasionally loosened, they immediately blocked it tightly and did not let the manta rays succeed. After several hours of fighting to defend the cave door, the manta rays finally returned empty-handed and quietly retreated into the thick night. Feifei and his wife finally won the home defense war. However, they only protected the little turtles in the cave, but the ones outside the cave were probably all buried in the belly of the manta rays. In the end, after counting the number, the 14 little turtles in the cave were intact, and the remains of 3 little turtles were found outside the cave, and another little turtle was missing. But just when everyone was celebrating the rest of their lives, the missing little turtle actually swam back by itself. After asking, it was found that it knew to hide in a very secret ditch, thus escaping this disaster. It seems that this is a very smart and clever little turtle, and it must be trained as a key target. From then on, Feifei and his wife named this little turtle Wu Tao, which means to appointed as the head of all brothers and sisters in the future. As time went by, the 15 cute and naughty little turtles grew up day by day. Feifei often conducted military training and acting for them, such as quick transfer, quick evacuation, quick concealment and quick assembly, etc. Since turtles are not offensive animals, there is no need to conduct offensive training for them. They only need to conduct defensive training such as escape and hiding. Later, Feifei handed over the command of training and mobilization to Wu Tao, making Wu Tao the leader of this group of little turtles and letting it train these brothers and sisters. The rainy season is coming, with heavy rains, continuous floods, sudden floods, turbulent waves, rolling in. Whether on the surface or underwater, the water flows very fast, and all kinds of aquatic animals are washed away by the rapids. Feifei's family was washed away by the swift flood, and they drifted to an unknown place. Feifei herself was also dizzy and confused by the surging flood. Suddenly, a huge wave hit Feifei and hit her hard on a huge rock. I don't know how long it has been. The rain stopped, the flood receded, the sky was full of colorful clouds, all kinds of animals came out to walk around for food, and the birds were singing happily. Feifei also slowly woke up and slowly opened his eyes, but he saw a sky full of colorful clouds. He immediately realized that he was upside down again. Last time, he was done by the subordinates of the Mouse Queen, and this time he was most likely turned over by the flood. This was a bit of a hassle. It was even more difficult to get the turtle to turn over by itself, especially in this sticky muddy land that had been washed by floods. Despite the difficulties, Feifei did not give up. He kept trying, but his body kept spinning in circles without any progress. Unexpectedly, just when Feifei was about to give up, he attracted the attention of a capuchin monkey that was foraging nearby. The capuchin monkey was looking for mud frogs and snails on the ground to eat. Seeing Feifei, the poor turtle, spinning in vain in the mud, he felt very curious and interesting, so he came over to take a closer look. Feifei, who was lying on the ground, suddenly heard footsteps getting closer. After a while, a capuchin monkey's head appeared in a corner of the sky, staring at Feifei without blinking. Feifei begged, "Hello, my dear. Can you do me a small favor and turn me over? Please?" The capuchin monkey smiled and said, "I didn't expect that you, a turtle, can speak our monkey language. It's amazing. I can help you. But how are you going to repay me?" Feifei thought for a while and said, "I can read faces and tell fortunes. I can predict your future fortune. Are you a wizard? Don't lie to me anymore. A turtle can also predict the future." It's so funny, the capuchin monkey didn't believe it at all. "Then I'll show you now. Bend your body a little more so that I can take a good look at your face," Feifei asked. Feifei looked at the face of the capuchin monkey very carefully and found that the face of the capuchin monkey was wide at the top and narrow at the bottom, with low eyebrows, high cheekbones, shifty eyes, frowning eyebrows, a sad face, pale face, and a messy body with uncombed hair. It can be seen that this guy must have encountered a series of troubles that are difficult to solve. After thinking again and again, he said, "My dear, I can see from your face that you have encountered a lot of troubles recently, and some of them have a great impact on you. You can see all this. It's not simple. Then tell me, what exactly is it?" the capuchin monkey asked anxiously. Feifei first asked with his sense of smell and found that the smell on his body was not particularly strong, but the smell of sweat was pungent, so he said, "You are frustrated in the love field, and you are also at a disadvantage in the competition for food. Tell me, am I right? No mistake, one post, one content, one book, one forum, 1619, one book, one forum, one look. You are simply amazing. How did you see this? Is there any way to help me recover?" the capuchin monkey asked even more impatiently. "As for how I saw this, I have my own way, which is not convenient to reveal here. However, if you want me to help you find a way to recover, then you have to turn me over first. This is my prerequisite. It's up to you whether you agree or not," Feifei said calmly. At this point, the capuchin monkey was deeply convinced of Feifei's ability, and now he had something to ask of Feifei, So he had to do as Feifei ordered, and very obediently bent down to turn Feifei's body over, so that he could return to his normal position, with all 4 feet on the ground, lying on the ground. Feifei looked up with great satisfaction, looked at the capuchin monkey and said, "Well, not bad, and relatively obedient. I will keep my word. However, now that you want me to help you, you must report your recent situation to me in detail, without any deception or omission, so that I can make the most correct judgment and guidance for you." Seeing this, the capuchin monkey no longer had to hide the truth from Feifei, the so-called fortune teller, so it had to tell Feifei all about its recent experiences, like pouring beans from a bamboo tube. Chapter 337, Pointing out a way. It turns out that this capuchin monkey was handsome and smart among the young male capuchins, but it risked its life to rescue a young and beautiful little princess of the Monkey King of their capuchin tribe during the flood. The little princess was the most beloved princess of the Monkey King, so the Monkey King and the little princess were very grateful to it, trusted and cared for it more, and promoted it to the captain of the royal guard, which was actually not much different from a housekeeper. Unexpectedly, such a good thing soon turned into a bad thing. Since the capuchin monkey became the captain of the guard of the Monkey King, it had more opportunities to get close to the little princess. The little princess of the Monkey King was not only beautiful and charming, but also gentle and affectionate. In addition, she favored this lifesaver and was willing to get close to her. The male and female monkeys exchanged glances, and soon fell in love. Unfortunately, the good times did not last long. After all, such stealing things are not allowed in public. Soon, the Monkey King found out. He was furious and immediately raised his stick to break up the couple. He not only sent the little princess to the cold palace, but also beat up the captain of the guard. Then he dismissed him from the post of captain of the guard and drove him out of the monkey tribe, turning this handsome and passionate young male capuchin monkey into a wandering monkey. Since then, this capuchin monkey has been wandering around, and now he has degenerated into a poor beggar monkey. Feifei didn't expect that the situation of the capuchin monkey in front of him was not much better than his own. It can be said that we are both wanderers in the world, and we can't help but sympathize with each other. Thinking of this, Feifei asked the capuchin monkey, "What's your name? Are you still planning to go back to your old monkey tribe?" "My name is Curly Song," the capuchin monkey replied. "Of course I want to go back, but it's impossible as long as the Monkey King is still there." "Curly Song, nothing is impossible in this world," Feifei encouraged the capuchin monkey, "as long as you are determined and willing to do it." "Can I really go back?" the capuchin monkey asked unconvincedly. "If you can defeat the Monkey King, then can't you go back?" Feifei asked involuntarily. "Now I'm afraid I don't have the opportunity to fight the old Monkey King one-on-one, because I have been driven out and no longer belong to that tribe. If I go back rashly, they may regard me as an alien invasion and attack me in groups, and then I won't be able to defeat them at all," Curly Song explained. "That's a bit troublesome. You must have a strong external aid. While we are constantly increasing our own strength, we are constantly looking for reliable allies. Then what should we do? First, you have to improve your confidence and strength. Specifically, eat well and keep yourself healthy and mentally fit first, then continue physical training to enhance your physique and fighting skills. Secondly, we need to find reliable and powerful external aid. These external aids can be gorillas, chimpanzees, tigers, lions, leopards, elephants and other wild animals that can give us great help. Isn't this unlikely? How can those wild animals be our allies? Won't they eat us? That's not necessarily true. Most animals are emotional. As long as we lend a helping hand when they are in the most difficult times, they will be grateful and will not hurt us. Will there really be such a good thing? Of course there will be. However, you still have to rely on luck. In addition, it depends on whether you can seize the opportunity. It seems that from now on, I must muster up the courage to meet tomorrow's challenges. I hope God will bless you. Good luck. Goodbye." As soon as he finished speaking, Feifei turned around and crawled towards the water. "Wait, Mr. Turtle, you haven't told me how to call you yet? Can we meet here again in the future?" Curly Pine called Feifei. "Just call me Master Turtle. I will come here again in the morning in 2 or 3 days. I hope you will be here then. I will definitely wait here for Master Turtle to continue to guide me. See you then." After saying goodbye to the capuchin, Feifei returned to the water's edge. Looking at the river that was already flowing peacefully, he couldn't help but feel emotional and hesitant. Where should I go now? To find my wife and children, or to travel the world alone? Oh, Let it be. I am not an ordinary turtle. I have my own career to do. How can I be so obsessed with these family matters? But what kind of storms will I experience in the future? With many questions and uneasiness, Feifei dived into the water again and began to swim in the water again. Soon after sinking to the bottom of the river, Feifei found a problem, that is, there are no particularly obvious signs in the water. If he swam too far, would he remember to come back here to meet the capuchin monkey in 2 or 3 days? He might miss the appointment. In order not to miss the appointment, Feifei went back to the shore and carefully looked at the trees and rocks on the shore, and then went back to the water. Although he had remembered the scenery on the shore, he still didn't dare to go too far, fearing that he would not be able to come back. In the past 2 days, he played and foraged within a range of 500 meters, and the rest of the time he slept. After all, turtles sleep for a long time. On the morning of the 3rd day, when the sun was high in the sky, Feifei finally climbed ashore and came to the old place for the appointment. He saw that the capuchin monkey had indeed been waiting here for a long time. No mistakes, 1 post, 1 content, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 6, 1 9, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 look. Compared to the first time they met the day before yesterday, the capuchin monkey in front of him seemed to be much more energetic, his hair seemed to be shiny, and his eyes seemed to be bright. In short, after listening to Feifei's advice, he has radiated youthful vitality. Feifei said happily, "Did you wait for a long time? I see that you look much better today." The capuchin monkey also replied happily, "Not for long. I feel like I have been reborn these 2 days. I am energetic in everything I do, not afraid of hardship, and I work very hard." "Did I change myself after listening to you?" Feifei smiled and said, "First of all, you feel that you must change, so you can achieve today's results. My words only serve as a catalyst. No, Master Turtle, you are too polite. Without your guidance last time, I would not have changed today." "I must thank you very much," the capuchin monkey said sincerely. "Curly Song, we are now friends in need. Your business is my business. Why should we be so polite to each other? Would that be too awkward? Master Turtle, you don't know that I was so excited that I didn't sleep well the whole night. I felt that I had to cheer up and couldn't be so cowardly anymore. So, I said I wanted to thank you for your teachings, Master." "Okay. Curly Song, there is no need to say these polite words. Let me ask you, have you looked for other beasts to be your powerful external aid to return home in the past 2 days? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 338, Gossip in the Water. Hey, Master Turtle, things are not as easy as you say. Besides, I have been mainly solving my stomach problem and exercising these 2 days, so I don't have time to take care of so many things. That being said, Curly, in addition to solving your own problems every day, you must also solve the problem of foreign aid. This problem is the key. If it is not solved, don't even think about going back. You have to hurry up on this matter. I won't be at ease until it is solved. Unfortunately, I'm just a turtle, and my movements are too slow. I can't help you too much. At most, I can only give you some ideas. It mainly depends on you. However, if you have any difficulties, you can come to me and I will find a way to help you solve the problem. Thank you for your teachings, Master. I will keep it in mind. Not much to say. In addition, let me remind you that unless you have to, you'd better not look for those overly cruel guys as foreign aid." "Are those overly cruel guys?" "Of course, it refers to animals like tigers, leopards, bears, etc. The best foreign aid, I think, is the elephant, gorilla, chimpanzee, ape and wild man, etc., which have high IQ. Do you understand?" "I see. Thank you for your advice. Well, I have basically said everything I should say. I should go now. In addition, I will come here once every 7 days in the future, usually at this time. Remember, don't miss it." "Goodbye, I remember. Master Turtle, take care." Not long after saying goodbye to the capuchin monkey, Feifei went into the water again and started a longer underwater tour. This time, it was determined to have a good time, and it would not stay here to soak mushrooms with a capuchin monkey. Swimming and swimming, while roaming and viewing the surrounding scenery, Feifei was surprised to find that after this large-scale flood, the river seemed to be much cleaner. Those big and small fish and shrimps were washed away to who knows where. Now there are only a small number of small fish and shrimps and some crabs, snails, shells, etc., and there are very few big fish. Although there was little food, it did not have much impact on Feifei. After all, turtles are the most tolerant animals and can survive without food for a long time. Therefore, Feifei was not in a hurry to find food, but focused on playing. At dusk, Feifei swam to a sharp bend in the river and found that there were several big carps gathered here, and they were chatting enthusiastically. Carp A said, "I heard that during this flood, a giant dragon rushed out of the river and caused a lot of trouble here." Carp B said, "But I heard that during this flood, 2 giant dragons rushed out of the river, 1 male and 1 female, and they were playing in the water like mandarin ducks here." Carp C said, "You two are both wrong. I heard that during this flood, 3 emperor sturgeons rushed out of the river, 1 male and 2 females. They had a big fight here, and the 2 females competed for the favor of the male. First, the 2 females fought each other, and then the male came in to mediate. In the end, the 2 females put aside their previous grudges, joined hands, and beat the male so hard that he fled." When Feifei heard this, he couldn't help but shouting, "Excellent, wonderful, your stories are more exciting than each other. Are there any more? Tell them all to me." The 3 carps turned their heads to look at Feifei, the unexpected guest, and looked at each other. Then asked almost in unison, "Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you interrupting our conversation? I'm just a passerby. Is it necessary to make such a fuss? You really have never seen the world," Feifei said disapprovingly. "You are not of the same kind as us, why do you come in and interrupt?" Carp A asked indignantly. "That's right, a stupid country bumpkin like you is also qualified to talk to our noble carp family." Carp B also took the opportunity to join in. "Yes, go back to where you came from. Don't come in and interrupt," Carp C also scolded. "Are you all full of dynamite? You are so aggressive when you speak. Can you be more friendly? Harmony brings wealth," Feifei said with a smile. "I didn't expect that you, a coward, would be reasonable. It seems that you are not particularly stupid," Carp A said in a more relaxed tone. "Of course, when did you see me being stupid? Let me tell you, you may not believe it. I was a human in my previous life," Feifei boasted with a smile. "You are just bragging, I don't believe it. If someone like you was a human in your previous life, then we were all gods in our previous life." Carp B said that he didn't believe anything. "I'm not afraid that you won't believe me. In fact, I was not only a human in my previous life, but also a white-haired dog, a fox, a virus, a bacterium, a flea, and many other creatures. Moreover, each creature has many legendary experiences." Feifei opened up and started talking. "Look, here comes another liar who talks nonsense. Don't listen to his nonsense," Carp C scolded angrily. I never expected that when Feifei told the truth, these guys didn't believe it at all. What kind of world is this? Everyone believes lies, but no one believes the truth. No mistakes, 1 post, 1 content, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 post, 1 content. However, Feifei asked in a somewhat curious way, "Before I came here, did anyone really come here to deceive you, isn't it?" One after another, the liars came, and we sent them away, Carp A said in a somewhat heavy tone. "So what did they say? Can you tell me?" Feifei asked with great interest. "Hey, there are all kinds of things. Some said they were gods who came to the earth to save us from suffering and asked us to obey their orders. In the end, they were scolded away by all of us," Carp A complained. "There was also a guy who said he could tell our fortunes and said that we would have disasters recently. To avoid disasters, we had to go to a place to pray for blessings. But the place he told us was said to have many emperor sturgeons. That was a more deadly place. It was more dangerous to go there than not to go. It was obvious that he was a guy with bad intentions. In the end, he was scolded and driven away by all of us," Carp B added. "But, although you are a boaster, at least you haven't shown any bad intentions yet. We won't scold you anymore. You better leave. We don't like liars," Carp C said in a gentle tone. "Why do you have to keep people away like this? I promise not to brag anymore. I just want to have a good chat with you. Because I'm lonely and bored. Can you please not drive me away? Otherwise, I will just listen to you and not interrupt you, okay?" Feifei begged. "You are really not a liar?" But just to bolster? Well, then you just stay here and listen. Don't say too much, Carp A self-righteously scolded Feifei, and then asked his companion, where were we just talking about? Just now, I was talking about the story of the 3 emperor sturgeons. Now I don't know what we should talk about, Carp C said with a somewhat complaining tone. Chapter 339, Greedy. Afterwards, the carps started talking about this and that again. Feifei felt bored and quietly left. When they swam to a bend in the river, Feifei found that this place was dominated by blackfish. There were hundreds of blackfish of all sizes everywhere. Because blackfish are ferocious by nature, they bully the weak and do not recognize their relatives. When they are hungry, they even eat their own flesh and blood, their children. Because blackfish have a large appetite and there are many blackfish here, in a few days, all the small fish, shrimps, tadpoles, earthworms, crucian carp, loaches, snails, oysters, frogs, eels and other creatures here were eaten up. At this time, some cruel and unethical parents began to eat the small blackfish, even their own children. Look, there's a vicious big blackfish in front, chasing 3 small blackfishes. One of the small blackfishes is running away while asking for help from another big female blackfish. Mommy, come and save us, Daddy is crazy, he wants to eat us. Mommy, help. One of the small blackfishes was desperate and hid behind Feifei and said, Grandpa Turtle, please help me drive away this lunatic. He is no longer qualified to be our daddy. He has completely and thoroughly turned into a complete lunatic. Seeing this, Feifei had to step forward and block the way of the hungry and crazy big blackfish, shouting, Stop, what are you doing? How dare you harm your own flesh and blood? You are so lawless. As the saying goes, even a tiger won't eat its own cubs. You actually want to eat your own son. You are worse than an animal. You disappoint me so much. Unexpectedly, the brutal blackfish stopped and argued, You old fool, get back into your broken turtle shell and stop meddling in other people's business. You're embarrassing yourself. When is it your turn to take care of my business? You're so shameless. I eat whatever I want to eat. The big eat the small. This is the old tradition of our blackfish family. It's not your turn to interfere. Get out of my way. Oh, so you think you're right, Feifei patiently advised, you brutal and immoral guy, don't you think about it? If you were hunted by your father when you were a child, how would you feel? Would you be sad or happy? Have you thought about it carefully? Think about it now. Why should I think? I'm so hungry now, the big blackfish said unreasonably. Whenever I see a living creature that is weaker than me, my eyes will glow green, and I can't suppress the crazy desire to devour it. No matter who it is, I will eat it. Don't stop me, I must eat it. If you insist on eating it, I will not let you eat it. Unless you eat me first, Feifei said tit for tat. You really don't want to move? Don't blame me for being rude, the big blackfish said viciously. If you have the guts, come over. Let's see if I can take your tricks, Feifei said disapprovingly. As soon as the voice fell, the big blackfish rushed over, and at the same time opened its mouth to bite Feifei's turtle head fiercely. In a flash, Feifei suddenly retracted into the turtle shell at the moment when the other party was about to bite, leaving the other party empty. But the big blackfish was so powerful that it knocked Feifei, the big turtle, over several times. Not only did it knock Feifei hard against a big river rock not far behind him, but it also knocked the little blackfish hiding behind Feifei almost unconscious. Seeing that the situation was not good, the little blackfish quickly slipped away. With a rebound force from hitting the big river stone, Feifei also turned around and hit the big blackfish fiercely, hitting it so hard that its eyes were full of stars and its mouth was spitting white bubbles. Looking at the big blackfish with red eyes looking at her, Feifei smiled and said, Come again. You are not going to give up, are you? Just like a gambler who has lost his temper, the big blackfish attacked Feifei again, and Feifei did the same as last time, and hit the big blackfish fiercely. After repeating several times, the big blackfish was finally exhausted, and was dizzy and staggering from the rebound of Feifei. He almost fainted, and finally had to give up the attack, glared at Feifei, the nosy big turtle, and left with hatred. Feifei finally saved a little blackfish and was happy for her righteous act again. At this time, the mother of the little blackfish, the big female blackfish, quietly ran to Feifei to express her heartfelt gratitude. Feifei said to the big female blackfish, I know where there is food. Bring all your children and follow me. I will take you to find food. The big female blackfish was overjoyed and said, Thank you so much. You are the lifesaver of our family. Please wait for me, I will go and find all the children." Not long after, the big female blackfish brought 4 small blackfish, together with a small blackfish just now, and Feifei took this group of mother and child blackfish to find food somewhere else. About half an hour later, Feifei and this group of mother and child blackfish found many small fish, shrimps, tadpoles, earthworms, loaches, snails, oysters and crucian carp, so an alternative killing began, but Feifei turned a blind eye to this killing and regarded it as a meal. In this way, Feifei, with her warm heart, would do some good deeds of helping others when seeing injustice from time to time when playing underwater. On the day agreed with the capuchin monkey, 7 days, Feifei arrived on time. This time, he found that a capuchin monkey named Curly Pine actually brought a baboon. Feifei looked carefully and found that the baboon was actually a female. Now it was very docile and sweetly nestled in the arms of Curly Pine. Could it be that the two of them were actually in love now? This really surprised Feifei. What's going on? Did Curly Pine find a strong foreign aid? How come this guy actually found a little beauty? Is this guy starting to get lucky in love? What's going on? Feifei asked puzzledly. Who is this beauty? Can you introduce her to me? No mistakes. One post, one content, one book, one forum, 1619, one book, one forum, one look. Let me introduce you. This is my mentor, Master Turtle. Curly Pine pointed at Feifei and said to the female baboon. Then, he pointed at the female baboon and said to Feifei, "This is a beautiful baboon I rescued from a deep pit in the big woods in the southwest 3 days ago. Wow. It turns out that this guy is really lucky in love. He even came to rescue a beauty. It's really interesting." Feifei couldn't help but ask curiously, "So it seems that you can get married with this beautiful baboon, live happily in harmony for the rest of your life, and there is no need to go back to the capuchin monkey tribe now?" "No, I will never give up my dream of going back," Curly Pine vowed. "Master Turtle, please continue to help me, I will be very grateful." Chapter 340, Endless Adventures. Curly Pine, you are too greedy. Do you know that? Feifei could not help but scold angrily. Since there is such a beautiful young girl in love with you, why do you still covet other beauties? Don't you think you are too greedy? How is this greedy? Master Turtle, you are exaggerating too much, aren't you? Curly Pine argued fiercely. I just want to revitalize my capuchin family, not greedy for beauty. Do you think I don't know what's in your mind? Feifei retorted angrily. Once you become the Monkey King, you will have many wives and concubines, and enjoy endless beauties. Please, Master Turtle, please don't think so. Curly Pine began to beg. Don't worry, I will never indulge in beauty. Feifei frowned and thought for a while, then said, okay. I will come again in 7 days. Maybe it will be the last time, I will see how you perform. After that, he turned and walked away. That day, Feifei had been foraging for some small aquatic plants and animals in the water during the day. In the evening, she felt a little bored, so she floated to the surface and swam to the riverside. She found a big frog crying loudly, quack, quack. By the way, I have to persuade her to stop scolding. She keeps scolding me like this, which makes me scared and I can't stand it. When Feifei came to the female frog, he looked up and said to her, quack, 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 hello, lady, please stop scolding me. No matter how many times you scold me, your children will not come back. You might as well give birth to another nest. The female frog looked down and saw that it was a big turtle talking to her. She said, who are you? How can you speak the language of us frogs? How can you know the hardship of being a mother? Is it easy for me to give birth to this nest of tadpoles? I got up early and worked late, and it took me a lot of effort to give birth to this nest. Now they have all been eaten up by those black-hearted blackfish that were struck by lightning. How can I, as a mother, not be sad and cry? You don't know. I am so sad and painful. I have been crying here for 3 days and 3 nights. I'm not a monster, but I was born to understand the languages of many animals. You can call me Turtle Half Immortal. Feifei patiently counseled her. I came here to comfort you because I saw you were sad. It's normal to cry, and I deeply sympathize. But even if you cry, life must go on. Next time you give birth, be more careful and don't put your precious tadpoles into the river. Put them directly into a stream or a stagnant gutter, and everything will be fine, right? Oh. Don't mention it, the female frog said sadly. Last time I laid a nest of tadpoles in the stream, they were all eaten by a group of down crabs that came from nowhere, which made me heartbroken for a long time. There are brutal and unreasonable bandits everywhere in this world, Ms. Frog. I sympathize with your situation very much, but I can't help you, and I'm very sorry. I'm sorry, please don't be too sad, just take care of yourself. After saying that, Feifei could only leave helplessly. Soon after returning to the river, Feifei encountered a rare miracle, a large-scale crab war. A large group of brown crabs and another large group of blue crabs, for some unknown reason, actually started a life and death contest at the bottom of the river. They used their own vices to pinch off the opponent's limbs, and they came and went, impacting each other like the tide. Wave after wave, dizzying, one after another, and continuously. This battle made Feifei tremble with fear and stunned. It was really rare to see it. But just when the two sides were fighting hard, limbs were flying, and corpses were everywhere, suddenly, two big crocodiles appeared from nowhere, rushed into this horrible and fierce battle group, opened their two bloody mouths, and chewed these stupid crabs with their sharp teeth like saw teeth, just like eating fried broad beans. Crunch, crunch, sounded. Seeing this, Feifei was even more frightened and turned around to flee. A gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall, so he could not stay here for long. It seems that the water is not safe either, and it is even more dangerous than on land. It is better to go to land. As soon as he got out of the water, Feifei was shocked and thought, I can't be so unlucky, right? I just escaped from the wolf's den, how can I enter the tiger's den again? It turned out that Feifei had just swam to the shore and emerged from the water. Suddenly, a 5-meter-long big green snake jumped out from the bushes on the shore, almost scaring Feifei to death. Looking closely, the big green snake was not coming for Feifei, but just came to the river to play in the water. It was seen swimming back and forth on the water, lowering its head from time to time to drink water, and even opening its eyes and looking at Feifei, the big turtle, curiously. Feifei saw that the snake had no ill will towards her, so she struck up a conversation with it, saying, Why are you looking at me like that? I don't have a flower on my face, is it worth it for you to look at me like that? Unexpectedly, the green snake replied, You're a very interesting person. I think you're very much my type. How about we be friends? What do you think? Feifei was overjoyed when she heard that, and quickly responded, I'd love to. As long as you don't mind my slow movements, how could that be? As the saying goes, turtles and snakes belong together. We are born friends. How could I mind your slow movements? If you were fast, you wouldn't be a turtle. Long live understanding. How old are you today? What should I call you? I know that you turtles are all centenarians. I am definitely much younger than you, and you should be older than my great-grandfather. We can be said to be friends regardless of age. How about this? I'll just call you Grandpa Turtle, and you can call me Zhaoking. What do you think? Great. Zhaoking, from now on, we'll be good friends. By the way, do you often come to this river to play? Of course, I come here at least once every day, sometimes several times, mainly to drink water and play in the water. I live nearby, not far from here, so it's very convenient for me to play in the river. Do you often encounter your natural enemies here? Feifei asked the green snake like a curious baby. Chapter 341, Interesting Stories on the Riverbank. From the moment I was born, I had many natural enemies. There were eagles in the sky, giant snakes bigger than me on the ground, gorillas and porcupines, and crocodiles, emperor sturgeons and other beasts in the water. I have encountered countless dangers in my life. Fortunately, God has blessed me and helped me to turn danger into safety every time and get through the difficulties. Otherwise, I would not have grown up so big. Grandpa Turtle, what do you think? I think you are not much different from me. You should have encountered many dangers, but you also got through them, didn't you? The big green snake talked freely. It seems that you are good at speaking and understand a little bit of truth. You have not lied in vain, not bad. Feifei couldn't help but nod his head in approval. No, I am selling calligraphy and paintings in front of saints and showing off my sword in front of Guangguang. Sorry, I am not good at showing off, the big green snake said modestly. Are there any other large animals around you? Feifei changed the subject. There are chimpanzees, leopards, tigers, lions, bears, wild boars, bison, wild horses, wild donkeys, giraffes and elephants, etc. There are many kinds of animals, but they rarely appear together. Usually, only one or two species appear at the same time. or at most 3 or 4 species, the big green snake introduced them tirelessly. As they chatted, the sun was about to set. But at this moment, 2 wild boars jumped out of the woods, a male and a female. The boar said to the sow, "Wife, you said you wanted to drink water. I never thought you would run so far to this big river to drink water. Isn't this obviously giving up the near for the far, you know shit? The water in our small pond has been ruined by a sloppy pig like you who doesn't care about hygiene. How can we drink it? Why can't we drink it? Didn't you and I drink the water there every day? Why don't you want to drink it today? This morning, I saw you secretly peeing in our small pond, which made me sick. I dare not drink it anymore. I often pee in our small pond, and I didn't see you have any objection. Don't you drink it anyway? Don't you taste it? Let me tell you, why has the water in our small pond become more and more smelly recently? We originally thought it was caused by our naughty children occasionally peeing in it, so we just put up with it. I never expected that it was you, a shameless old ghost, who peed in it. I'm really angry. You really wronged our children. I'll teach you a lesson when I get back. Why can you drink our children's pee, but you don't want to drink our pee? You are discriminating against me, an old pig, based on age. I strongly protest. You make us drink your smelly pig urine every day, and you dare to protest. I want you to drink my urine every day from now on. If you don't drink it, we will break up. Wife, your means of revenge are not too harsh. Let me discuss with you whether your urine is too concentrated. Can you add half water to it? No water is allowed, not even a drop. Who made you have the heart to let me drink your urine for so many days? I just want to severely cure your dirty pig's dirty habits. Let's see if you dare to urinate and defecate anywhere in the future. Humph, oh woo. Why is our life so miserable? It seems that we can no longer become pigs in the next life. If we want to become pigs, we must become sows. The 2 wild boar couples came to the river noisily, drank the water in a hurry, and hurried back. Not long after, dozens of wild buffaloes came again. They came in a messy way and crowded each other. Suddenly, the river was crowded with wild buffaloes who came to drink water. Some of them urinated while drinking water, making the water quality of the river dirty. Are all wild animals so unhygienic and muddy? Maybe in their eyes, everything doesn't matter. They may even think that everything on their bodies, whether it is feces, urine, or snot and phlegm, is good stuff. Thinking of this, Feifei couldn't help but frown, feeling sad and pitiful for these wild animals. The next morning, just after dawn, Feifei came to the river. After a while, 3 giraffes came, 2 big and 1 small. This was obviously a family of 3. The little giraffe ran happily in front of its parents. Suddenly, it came to the river bank, stretched its long neck into the water, and drank the water with big gulps. Later, a male and a female giraffe also came to the river, bent their long necks one after another, put their mouths into the water, and drank the water with big gulps. After drinking the water, the male giraffe raised his head and asked the female giraffe, "You said, why are the leaves in that forest so salty? I have never eaten such salty leaves. After eating, I feel a fever in my throat and just want to drink water. Maybe the place where the forest is located is a saline alkali land, otherwise why would the leaves be so salty and bitter?" The female giraffe explained. "You're right. Let's not go to that forest again. The leaves there are really not that good," the male giraffe suggested. "Daddy, Mommy, I know a place where the leaves are very fresh, tender and sweet, neither salty nor bitter. I'll take you there later," the little giraffe suddenly interrupted. "Child, what are you waiting for? Take us there right now. Your daddy and mommy haven't eaten enough yet, and their stomachs are still empty," the female giraffe hurriedly urged. "Okay then. I'll take you there right now." As soon as the voice fell, the long-necked little guy, with his even longer-necked parents, left the river and ran towards the delicious place they longed for. After a while, a wild donkey rushed out from the woods not far from the river, humming a little tune as it ran. "Wild donkey hooves come in wild donkey kicks. I am a wild donkey in the mountains." Wild donkeys are naturally impatient and never brag. There is no need to mention work. They just work hard to achieve results. Wild donkey hooves come in wild donkey kicks. Wild donkeys are impatient in everything they do. The wild donkey came to the river and hurriedly lowered its head to drink water. After drinking enough water, it raised its head, sighed deeply, and said to itself, "Oh, it's so comfortable. Everyone says that I am impetuous and impatient. In fact, it's not bad to relax myself occasionally. Sometimes, there is no need to be too anxious to do things. Think slowly, and maybe you will have a better idea. Hearing the wild donkey's self-confession, Feifei found it both funny and interesting, and couldn't help but say, "My dear wild donkey, you also have moments of intelligence. It seems that you are not a stupid donkey after all. You can't do everything in a hurry, you have to calm down and think carefully, it may be better this way." The wild donkey was shocked to see that a turtle could speak donkey language, and stammered, "What kind of monster are you? You can actually speak the language of our wild donkey tribe? It's incredible. I'm not a monster, I'm just a genius who understands many languages. Everyone calls me Turtle Half Immortal, you can call me Turtle Half Immortal or Turtle Master, it's all fine," Feifei said, deliberately boasting. Chapter 342, Turtle Wisdom. "You monster, wow, no, Turtle Half Immortal, do you really know a lot?" Wild Donkey said doubtfully. "Although I dare not say I know half of the things in heaven and all the things on earth, but I really know more than you think," Feifei said confidently. "Then tell me, is my impatience good or bad?" Wild Donkey asked anxiously but not confidently. "Being impatient means you have passion and fighting spirit, and you are a man of action, which is a good thing," Feifei said slowly and persuadingly. "However, to do things well, especially to do big things well, passion and fighting spirit alone are far from enough. You also need patience, perseverance, observation, analytical ability, imagination and comprehensive ability. In short, you need to think constantly, which requires you to calm down, analyze carefully and think slowly. It is impossible to achieve it overnight, and you can't force things to happen. So it's really not easy to accomplish something big." The wild donkey couldn't help but sighed sadly. "No wonder every time I rushed to pursue the most beautiful female donkey, I was always ruthlessly rejected by her, which made me very sad, and I couldn't find any reason. It really makes me very upset and painful. Master Turtle, do you have any tricks to help me catch up with my favorite? This involves the issues of analyzing specific problems specifically and prescribing the right medicine for the right symptoms." Feifei analyzed the problem carefully and said, "First, you must secretly observe and inquire about what your favorite likes in private, and cater to her preferences. For example, if she likes clean and tidy male donkeys without peculiar smell, then every time before you go to see her, you must dress yourself neatly, clean, refreshing, and without peculiar smell. As long as you try your best to meet her requirements, you will succeed sooner or later. This is also called good things take time." Hearing your words, I feel enlightened and benefited a lot. I will definitely keep your teachings in mind and do it according to your teachings. I think I will succeed. Thank you, Master Turtle. I'm leaving now. See you later." As soon as the voice fell, the wild donkey turned around and ran away in a hurry. As the saying goes, it is easy to change the country but difficult to change one's nature. This male wild donkey is really impatient. Looking at the wild donkey's figure that disappeared in the woods in the blink of an eye, Feifei couldn't help but smile and shook his head. In the summer evening, the sun was still very bright. The sunlight shone on the bright red flowers by the river, blooming with gorgeous colors, red like fire, red like clouds, and red like the rising sun. Feifei, the big turtle, emerged from the water and swam to the river bank, ready to enjoy the happiness of the evening. At this time, a call of elephants came from the woods. Soon, a young elephant who had been tired after a day of hard work came to the river with tired steps, stretched his long trunk into the water, sucked in a long nose of water, and then sprayed the water in the trunk on himself. It turned out that this guy came to the river to take a bath. Seeing the elephant taking a comfortable bath, Feifei also had an urge to take a bath, but when he thought that he was no longer a land animal, but an aquatic amphibian, or a cold-blooded animal, he could take a bath by just sinking into the water. And he couldn't help but smile bitterly. I heard that most elephants like to take mud baths. In fact, this elephant's bath is not called bathing, but showering, which is just to cool itself down a little. The elephant takes a mud bath so that the cool mud can wash away the dirt between the skin folds, eliminate parasites such as fleas and lice, cool down and drive away the heat, which is beneficial to the health of the elephant's skin. Just when Feifei was about to swim up to chat with the elephant, suddenly, a half-grown sika deer ran out of the woods. The sika deer hurriedly ran to the river 2 meters away from the elephant and lowered his head to drink water. One was taking a bath and the other was drinking water. The picture in front of him was full of a peaceful and harmonious beauty, which made Feifei feel indescribably excited. Unfortunately, the good times did not last long. Soon this peaceful and harmonious beauty was destroyed by the law of the jungle in nature. A hungry leopard quietly came from the woods behind the elephant. Its target was certainly not the elephant, but the cute half-grown Sika deer next to the elephant. It stopped 3 or 4 meters away from the Sika deer. Just when the Sika deer, who was drinking water, was unaware and the leopard was about to make a final pounce on the Sika deer, the elephant, who was taking a shower next to it, suddenly kicked the leopard in the chest with its left hind foot, causing the leopard, who was dreaming, to somersault backwards several times and roll 4 or 5 meters away. The elephant's kick was not light, and the unfortunate leopard was knocked unconscious on the spot. The Sika deer, hearing the noise, turned around and glanced at the leopard who had fainted on the ground, then turned back to look at the elephant, with a very grateful look in his eyes. The elephant smiled at the Sika deer and continued to take a shower. But at this moment, a big crocodile of 5 or 6 meters long quietly showed toothy eyes from the water surface 2 or 3 meters away from the Sika deer, and swam over with a thief's head, swinging its big flat tail, and suddenly swished towards the Sika deer's leg, trying to bite one of the Sika deer's legs and drag it into the water. At this critical moment, the elephant quickly raised its long trunk and chopped it down fiercely, hitting the big crocodile's neck, hitting the big crocodile so hard that its white belly turned up. Then it swung its trunk again and knocked the big crocodile into the bottom of the river, saving the life of the Sika deer again. Feifei, who was 7 or 8 meters away from the elephant, was simply stunned. This thrilling scene was more exciting than some thrilling action movies. This was not deliberately directed and produced by some directors, but a living reality. Feifei thought, if those herbivores had elephants as their bodyguards, they would have no worries in their lives, which was really happy. As if to fulfill Feifei's thoughts, 1 or 2 wild wolves, 3 or 4 jackals, and even a tiger ran out of the woods one after another. These hungry beasts wanted to attack the cute Sika deer, but were mercilessly beaten away by the elephant. Obviously, at this time, the elephant was the most loyal bodyguard of the Sika deer. I don't know whether it was a temporary act of justice by the elephant or whether the elephant really wanted to be the lifelong bodyguard of the Sika deer. With this question in mind, Feifei swam to the elephant, looked up and asked in the elephant language, "Hey, brother elephant, you are not really the bodyguard of this little Sika deer, are you?" The elephant stared at Feifei with its huge elephant eyes in amazement for a long time, and slowly said, "Oh my god. You little turtle actually know the language of our elephant tribe. Could it be that you were an elephant in your previous life?" "I was not an elephant in my previous life, but I still know elephant language, and I also know the languages of many other animals, because I am born an animal language expert or master of animal language. You can call me Master Turtle." Feifei took the opportunity to brag. Chapter 343 Elephant Friend. "Ah. Are you really that powerful?" the elephant asked doubtfully. "Yes. Why would I lie to you?" Feifei said slowly. "If you don't believe me, then say something and I'll translate it to the deer and see how it answers you. Well, then ask it if it's a female or male deer and if it wants me to protect it." The elephant thought for a moment and said, "This elephant asked you if you're a female or male deer and if you want it to protect you." So Feifei asked the deer in the language of the deer. "I'm a female deer, and I'm very grateful for its protection of me several times today, and I hope it can protect me in the future," the deer answered eagerly. Then Feifei told the elephant what the deer meant, and the elephant couldn't help but be extremely surprised. After thinking for a while, the elephant said to Feifei again, "Master Turtle, please tell her that although I want to protect her all the time in the future, I will be returning to the elephant herd soon. Therefore, this beautiful wish is difficult to realize." "I'm sorry," Feifei then explained the elephant's meaning to the deer. Unexpectedly, when the deer heard it, tears streamed down his face and he burst into tears immediately. "Aha! My life is so miserable. I just lost my parents and I am all alone. I have just found a reliable support, but now they want to leave me alone. I think I will soon be eaten by many wild beasts and die miserably. It is better for me to jump into the river and commit suicide now. It will be a clean and neat way." As soon as he finished speaking, he was ready to jump into the river. "Wait, what's going on?" Feifei hurriedly called out in the language of the Sika deer. "Things are not as pessimistic as you think. I will help you convince the elephant to agree to take you with me. Why are you so impatient? Don't you know that many things need to be done slowly?" Seeing the Sika deer crying and about to jump into the river, the elephant was also confused and asked Feifei in confusion, "What's wrong with her? Who bullied her? Why does she jump into the river at every turn? Is she going to jump into the river to take a bath after crying?" "No one bullied her. If you insist on saying who bullied her, Then the one who bullied her is you, Feifei deliberately said mischievously. Ah. How could I bully her? I just saved her life several times. How could she repay kindness with enmity like this? The elephant said indignantly. You are the one who bullied her. Although you saved her life several times, you planned to abandon her and leave alone. Would she be eaten by other beasts soon? Isn't it the same as bullying her? Feifei said speciously. It's unfair for me to say that. If I wasn't here to protect her, she would have been eaten by wild beasts. How come I saved her life several times, but I saved her wrongly? The elephant asked in confusion. Of course you didn't save her wrongly, and you did a great thing. You are a great hero. But when you do good things, you have to do it to the end. You have to save people and you can't give up halfway. She has no parents now and is an orphan. You might as well take her with you and protect her all the time, Feifei explained seriously. Keek, but I am an elephant and she is a cicadere. How can we live together? The elephant was so anxious that he stammered to defend himself. Why can't we live together? I'm not asking you to marry her. You just need to treat her as a pet and keep her by your side to take care of her. Isn't that enough? Feifei patiently persuaded the elephant. But she doesn't understand our elephant language, and I don't understand the language of cicadere. I can't communicate with her, so life would be boring. The elephant tried to find an excuse again. Don't you still have me? Feifei continued to enlighten the elephant. I, the master of animal language, can be your translator. Do you have any more questions? Then can you, an aquatic animal, or an amphibian and reptile, always follow us to live in the arid land? The elephant asked again. That's easy. Don't you elephants need to drink water and take a shower every day? You always need to find a water source every day. As long as you put me in a place with water every night, I can consider going with you. Feifei once again answered the elephant's difficult question about water sources. Master Turtle, so you have considered all the problems for us. The elephant finally couldn't find an excuse to shirk. That's about right. But I can't go with you for now. Feifei suddenly remembered something and said, I have another appointment tomorrow afternoon. I have already told the person and I can't break it. Why don't you come here again the day after tomorrow in the evening, and I will go with you then. What do you think? I didn't expect you to be so busy. It seems that we have to meet again the day after tomorrow in the evening. I hope you can come as promised and don't disappoint me. The elephant had to say this. If there is no special reason that I can't get away, I think I will definitely come. However, if I can't come the day after tomorrow, I hope you can come here every 2 or 3 days at dusk, so that we will always have a chance to meet, Feifei added. In this way, from then on, the elephant brought the female cicadere with him so that he could provide protection for the female deer at any time. Feifei arrived at the place where she had met the capuchin monkey several times at the appointed time, but she did not find the capuchin monkey Curly Song. She only saw the female baboon who had been entangled with Curly Song after being rescued, standing 5 or 6 meters away from the river with a sad face. Seeing this, Feifei crawled in front of her and asked in baboon language, Hello, beautiful girl. Why didn't your boyfriend come? Before she finished speaking, the female baboon burst into tears. He's dead. What happened? Feifei asked in shock. After a long time, the female baboon stopped crying loudly, sobbing and telling the story in a broken voice. It turned out that Curly heard Feifei say that if he wanted to return to his original capuchin monkey tribe, he had to find a strong external aid, so he went crazy and searched all over the mountains for large beasts. Unexpectedly, hard work pays off. Finally, at about 3 p.m. the day before yesterday, Curly found a male leopard trapped and starving in a dense forest full of thorns and vines. So he went to rescue the trapped leopard with a beautiful dream. Unexpectedly, this was a male leopard who was extremely selfish and did not know how to repay his gratitude. As soon as he was rescued, he bit Curly's neck. Curly died before he could call for help. Then the ferocious male leopard ate his lifesaver as food to fill his stomach. This is really a vivid reproduction of the story of the farmer and the snake. Of course, it was also caused by the fact that Curly Pine did not understand the specific situation and rashly tried to save a hungry beast that did not recognize its relatives, thus losing his life in vain. Chapter 344, Turtle, Elephant, Deer, Baboon. In this regard, Feifei did not feel relieved because of saving a troublesome thing. Instead, she felt deeply guilty in her heart. It was all her fault that she should not have encouraged it to find some bullshit powerful foreign aid, otherwise Curly Pine would not have lost its life in such a muddle. In order to alleviate her guilt, Feifei felt that she should now take some responsibility for Curly Pine's girlfriend, the female baboon in front of her, so she asked her in baboon language, "Do you plan to return to your baboon tribe in the future, or how to live? You should think clearly. It is very dangerous for you to live alone in this primeval forest. If you are not careful, you may lose your life at any time. I don't know what to do. If I go back, I am afraid that I will be bullied by the same sex and harassed by the opposite sex." The female baboon lowered her head and said softly, "You are so young and beautiful. You must be outstanding in the baboon group. You will definitely be liked and loved by the baboon king. I think your life will not be too bad." Feifei analyzed. The baboon king in our tribe is very old and basically doesn't care about anything anymore. The candidates for the throne are fighting each other to death, making our entire baboon community a mess. It's so disappointing. I really don't want to go back. The last time I fell into a deep pit, it was because I wanted to escape from the suffering and accidentally fell down in the middle of the night. Later, thanks to the curly pine who saved me with vines, the female baboon continued to complain. So that's the case. No wonder. Feifei frowned and thought, paused, and then said, "Since you don't want to go back and can't live alone, I think it's better to live with us. And if there's a chance, I can find another baboon or monkey to keep you company, just you and me, too." The female baboon looked at Feifei in surprise and asked, "Of course, it won't be the two of us. There are also elephants and sika deer in our group," Feifei explained quickly. "Ah, is it true?" The female baboon was even more surprised when she heard it. Then, Curly Pine died in vain. What a pity. At that time, I didn't expect this result. But I just happened to meet these two new friends yesterday, Feifei said. That's really unfortunate. Maybe Curly Pine is born to be an unlucky monkey, the female baboon sighed in a low voice. Now I only hope that you can find your own happiness, which can make up for my debt to Curly Pine. After Feifei said this, she found that the female baboon actually blushed. Okay. I won't say more. Now I will take you to the place where I will meet my new friends tomorrow evening. I will swim there in the water, so that I will be faster. You just follow the river bank and follow the direction I swim. Go there." As soon as the voice fell, Feifei turned around without hesitation, dived into the water, and soon surfaced again, swimming along the river bank to the place where he met the elephant and the sika deer yesterday. The female baboon first stood on the river bank, watching the direction Feifei was swimming, and also walked along the riverbank in that direction, never taking her eyes off Feifei. A few hours later, Feifei and the female baboon both arrived at that place, and they met on the riverbank, but it was already very dark, close to midnight. At this time, it was a dangerous time when wild animals frequently appeared, and they could not stay here for long. Feifei told the female baboon to meet here again the next afternoon when the sun was about to set, and then they parted ways. Feifei went into the water again and went down to the bottom of the river to sleep and rest. The female baboon looked around and made sure there was no danger, so she plunged into the woods, climbed up a big tree, sat on a very thick branch, hugged the trunk with both hands, and began to sleep monkey style. Because she was so tired, she fell asleep and snored after a while. The next evening, without any surprises, the four different animals, the elephant, the sika deer, the baboon and the big tortoise, finally met together for the first time in history, forming a very peculiar little group, and starting a different animal career. From now on, we will name this gang of four guys the Turtle Elephant Gang. Among them, the female baboon is named Little Baboon's sister, the elephant is named Big Backer, the big tortoise Feifei is renamed Turtle Master, and the female sika deer is named Flying May. Now, this newly formed Turtle Elephant Gang has started its first outdoor trip in history. The female baboon Little Baboon's sister holds Feifei, the big tortoise, and rides on the elephant's back, while Flying May walks beside the elephant. Why doesn't the elephant Big Backer take these three friends to live with the elephant group? First of all, Feifei feels that everything should be done one step at a time, or crossing the river by feeling the stones. The three of them should first get along with the elephant Gao Feifei for a while to see if they are suitable. If they are suitable, they can continue, and even let Gao Feifei take everyone to live in the elephant group. But if they are not suitable, then this turtle elephant gang will have to break up. Secondly, the elephant group of Gao Feifei may not accept Feifei and the other three friends. The elephant group may regard them as monsters, which requires everyone to adapt to each other for a period of time. In addition, Feifei's three friends may not be able to adapt to the life of the elephant group. In short, Everyone followed the advice of Feifei, the turtle master, and temporarily stopped contacting the elephant group in the past 3 months, and lived the traveling and playing life of their small group turtle-elephant gang alone. Unexpectedly, this seemingly perfect turtle-elephant gang was surrounded by dangers and thrills when it was patrolling in the wild, which was terrifying. In the far west, the sun was about to set. In the dusk, the turtle-elephant gang came to the shore of a lake with dust and fatigue, intending to drink water and rest for a while. On the lake at dusk, only the sunlight was shining, the waves were sparkling, and the scenery was colorful, which made people amazed. No mistake, one post, one content, 1619, one book, one bar. The rosy clouds were in the sky, the scenery was pleasant, and everything around looked so peaceful, harmonious and beautiful. Little Baboon jumped off the elephant's back holding Feifei. She and Feifei both wanted to drink water. Feifei, the big turtle, also went down to the water to catch small fish and shrimps to eat. Febenmei and Dakeoshin also came to the lake to drink water. After Dakeoshin drank the water, he used his trunk to absorb water and showered it on his back, and began to take a shower. Everyone drank water and played in the water, washing away their fatigue, while appreciating the beautiful scenery in front of them and enjoying the wonderful scenery of nature. Not long after Feifei sank to the bottom of the lake, he quickly surfaced and said to everyone in horror, "Oh no, there are many crocodiles in this lake, let's go." Just as he finished speaking, dozens of ferocious crocodiles suddenly emerged from the surrounding lake and surrounded the turtle-elephant gang. Everyone was stunned by this sudden change. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 345, Majestic. Feifei hurriedly climbed onto the shore and said to the female baboon, "Little baboon's sister, hurry up and carry me onto the elephant's back." The elephant also stopped taking a shower at this time and quickly squatted down to let little baboon's sister carry Feifei and climb onto its back. The Sika deer Febenmei also stopped drinking water. After little baboon's sister carried Feifei and climbed onto the back of Big Backer and sat down, the big crocodiles had gradually narrowed the encirclement. The current situation was extremely critical. At this moment, a muffled voice of giving orders came from the crocodile group. "Brothers, these guys are a rare delicacy for us in the past month, don't let them go. Come on. Those who make merit will be greatly rewarded." Turtle Master, who was held in the arms of little baboon's sister and with little baboon's sister sitting on the elephant's back, hurriedly said to Big Backer, "Rush out quickly, the crocodiles are about to attack." Big Backer hurriedly said to Flying May, "Follow me closely, I'm going to rush out now." As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly raised his elephant legs and kicked hard at the big mouth of the big crocodile that was blocking the way back for the turtle-elephant gang and rushed to the front. He immediately kicked the big crocodile backwards to the ground, with its forelegs facing the sky and its white belly exposed. At the same time, the crocodile kicked by the elephant happened to fall on another big crocodile behind it. Then, Big Backer kicked another big crocodile again, and at the same time, he turned his body and kicked all the crocodiles near himself and Flying May over, and then rushed out along the original path to rest by the lake. These big crocodiles that climbed onto land were far less fast than in the water. Many of the big crocodiles were kicked to the ground by Big Backer before they could stretch their mouths to bite the elephant and Flying May. Occasionally, Febenmei would take the time to kick these crocodiles, but she only kicked the crocodile's jaws. Because her strength was much smaller than that of the elephant, she not only failed to kick over the crocodiles, but also nearly got her feet bitten by the crocodiles, which scared her so much that she never dared to kick the crocodiles easily again. The elephant was still powerful. Its kung fu was very impressive and majestic, just like Zhao Ziling of Changshan during the Three Kingdoms period. Its thick elephant legs were like Zhao Ziling's 7-plate spear, which made the crocodiles disarm and armor and embarrassed. Not only could it kick over the crocodiles with one kick, but it was also so murderous that it would step on the crocodiles that blocked its way to death with one foot, without mercy. It quickly killed its way out and let everyone out of the crocodile encirclement without any danger. It really deserves to be the big supporter of the big guys. When passing through the wild boar forest, the turtle-elephant gang also encountered the siege of the vicious wild boars. It was the big backer who showed his power and used his powerful elephant legs and trunks to defeat the waves of wild boar's attacks. However, because the space in the wild boar forest was too narrow, Fei Benmei had no time to escape and was injured by the wild boar. Fortunately, Big Backer legged in time to save her and escaped the fatal blow of the wild boar. Otherwise the consequences for Fei Benmei would be disastrous. After experiencing the thrilling encounters in the Crocodile Lake and the wild boar forest, Feifei's turtle elephant gang now dares not walk through lakes and grasslands, nor through large forests, but has to walk through barren mountains and grasslands. However, there are very few barren mountains, but there are some grasslands. So is the grassland safe? In fact, the grassland is not very safe either. There are not only wolves, jackals, hyenas, cheetahs and lions, but also other wild animals. That afternoon, after a day of hard work, the turtle elephant gang wanted to rest and camp in a small forest on the prairie. Unexpectedly, just as they approached the small forest, a group of lions suddenly rushed out of the small forest and roared loudly at the tour group of the turtle elephant gang. Feifei hurriedly said to Fei Benmei, "You run fast, run faster." Then he said to the elephant, "Big Backer, you are very capable, you cover everyone's retreat." Although Fei Benmei was very tired, he had to turn around and run away in order to escape. 3 or 4 lions saw that Fei Benmei was trying to escape, so they started to chase after her. Gao stepped forward to block the lion's way, and then used his elephant trunk to fiercely chop the head of a lion that seemed to be the leader. There was a crisp pop sound, and the unlucky lion was immediately hit by Gao's trunk and rolled on the ground sideways, giving the group of lions a good warning, which immediately suppressed the lions on the spot, and they dared not chase Fei Benmei anymore. Feifei, the turtle master who was on the elephant's back, took the opportunity to speak to the group of lions in the lion language. "Listen to me, lions below. Our elephant is the giant of the entire prairie and is invincible. Many lions, tigers and leopards have died under its feet and were trampled into meat paste. I advise you to be more sensible and not to be our enemy. Get out of this grove, otherwise, this grove will be your burial place today." An older male lion was unconvinced and said, "This grove has always been our home. Why should we leave? It is you foreign invaders who have to leave." Another lioness also echoed, "Yes, we must not leave, we must fight to the end." Seeing this, the turtle master leaned close to the ear of the big backer and whispered in the elephant language, "Go and kick the male lion who just spoke to death, and this group of lions will be leaderless, and the rest of the things will be easy to deal with." Unexpectedly, the big backer said kindly, "Isn't this not too bad? We disturb others for no reason, and now we want to occupy their territory and kill their leader. Why do I feel like we have become a group of lawless robbers? You nerd, you really piss me off." Feifei was blushing at what the elephant said, and had to explain, "If you don't drive them away now, do you want us to walk a long way to find a place to stay for the night? Can you still walk now? Besides, they are not good things themselves. They have always been the overlords of this grassland. They have always been accustomed to bullying the weak. How many herbivores have died in their bloody mouths? Even if we eliminate them all, it is eliminating harm for the people and upholding justice, not to mention that we just want to drive them away. Now you just need to kill their leader, the Lion King. No mistakes in one poem, one post, one content, one book, one forum, 1619, take a look." After Feifei, the turtle master, gave a seemingly reasonable explanation, the big backer finally understood, so he rushed forward without saying anything, aimed at the huge lion head of the Lion King, and kicked it. Seeing the elephant coming towards him aggressively, the Lion King suddenly felt that something was wrong. At the moment when the elephant kicked him, he quickly turned his head to avoid the fatal blow of the elephant, and then cursed, "You bunch of robbers, do you still have any sense of reason? Not only did you invade other people's territory for no reason, but you actually kicked first. Is there any law?" Chapter 346, Encountering Wolves at Night. The elephant didn't understand what the Lion King was saying at all. He only knew that the guy was swearing and annoying, so he chased the Lion King with his left and right kicks. The Lion King couldn't resist and had to dodge desperately. Although the big backer didn't understand what the lion said, the master turtle in the arms of the little baboon girl on the elephant's back heard it very clearly. He couldn't help but laugh at the Lion King and said, "When you lions devour those herbivores, do you also understand reason? How funny." While dodging the elephant's flying kicks, the Lion King cursed, I never thought that, except for the turtle, you vegetarian guys are more arrogant and unreasonable than us meat-eaters. What kind of world is this? Is it going to change? Whoever has the harder fists and feet is right. Isn't this the law of the jungle that you lions believe in the most? Today we are just treating others in their own way, Feifei explained in the lion language. Okay, we admit defeat, you win. Guys, let's all retreat. As soon as the words fell, the Lion King turned and fled out of the grove. The other lions saw their leader running away and followed suit. Feifei's turtle elephant gang eventually drove away the lions and occupied the grove. The Sika deer Febenmi, who had fled far away, saw that the lions were driven away, so he ran back to meet up with everyone. In this way, everyone finally had a place to camp for the night. However, in order to prevent any unexpected events, Feifei decided to set up a sentry at night. Seeing that the elephant and the Sika deer were exhausted, Feifei discussed with Little Baboon's sister that they would take turns on duty that night. Little Baboon's sister would be responsible for the first half of the night, and Turtle Master would be responsible for the second half of the night. When it was almost midnight, Feifei was suddenly shaken awake by Little Baboon's sister. When he opened his half-awake and half-asleep eyes, he saw Little Baboon's sister trembling and whispering, "Master, something bad has happened. We are surrounded by wolves." Feifei's sleepiness was immediately scared away. He lowered his head and looked down. Oh my god. The elephant and the Sika deer were surrounded by dense pairs of eyes emitting green light. There were hundreds of these shining eyes. If this wasn't a pack of wolves, what else could it be? This was a problem. Who wouldn't be terrified to see so many wolf eyes in the middle of the night? Feifei hurriedly shouted to the big ears of Big Backer, "Hey! Don't sleep, wolves are coming." What's coming? Big Backer opened his eyes in a daze and asked hurriedly. "The wolves are coming, open your eyes and take a closer look," Feifei reminded the elephant. "Oh, let me see, it seems to be true," Big Backer said with wide eyes and a careful glance around. "Of course it is true. You should get up quickly," Feifei continued to wake it up. "Yes, I have to get up and prepare to start fighting." After saying that, Big Backer stood up, from kneeling to standing. At this time, the Sika deer Febenmi was also awakened by the noise and voices around. He opened his eyes and saw a large area of green shining eyes around him. He realized that he had been surrounded by wolves. He was immediately frightened and trembling all over. Seeing this, Feifei frowned, and then said loudly to Febenmi in deer language, "Come here quickly and stick close to the elephant's front so that we can protect you." Then, he said to Dakeoshin in elephant language, "Dakeoshin, from now on, you will use your hind legs and elephant trunk to protect the Sika deer. Remember, if a wild wolf comes from behind the Sika deer, you should kick it with your hind legs, and if a wild wolf comes from the side of the Sika deer, you should shake it with your elephant trunk. Then, you should also take the time to use your front legs to kick the wolves in front of you. Do you understand? Now we are all depending on you. Please be very careful and courageous to meet this unprecedented fierce battle. We all believe that you will win." At this moment, the wolf pack suddenly howled a woo from the leader of the wolf pack, and then the wolf pack began to attack, and the fierce battle began. Feifei used his keen hearing to immediately recognize that the wolf king's voice was 50 or 60 meters to the left of the elephant at 10 o'clock, so he told the Big Backer who was fighting tenaciously this important information and told him to attack that position. However, the wolves were very cunning, and they rushed forward from all directions, making the Big Backer overwhelmed and had no chance to get close to the hateful Wolf King. Although the elephant could kick a wolf several meters away or even kill it with a kick, could knock a wolf over or stun it with a flick of its trunk, and could poke one or two bloody holes in the chest and abdomen of a jumping attacking wolf with a flick of its tusks, the wolves were extremely fierce and fearless. They kept coming one after another, causing unprecedented pressure on the Big Backer. Some cunning wolves even passed through the elephant's belly from the other side to attack Febenmi, which immediately made the Big Backer defense helpless and unable to cope with it. Soon, the elephant's key protected object, Febenmi, was injured and bleeding. Seeing this, the elephant Big Backer could not help but screaming to the sky. His voice was loud and long, like a whistle, and it could be heard from far away, probably more than 10 miles away. However, the Sika deer Febenmi was really amazing. She was covered with scars and blood all over her body from the wolf's sneak attacks that took advantage of the elephant's defense loopholes, but she didn't say a word and even kicked these cunning and hateful sneak attacks with her hind hooves. At this critical moment, the turtle master on the elephant's back was sweating profusely and kept shouting, directing the big backer to rush left and right, kicking the elephant's legs forward and backward, and swinging the elephant's trunk left and right, which made the elephant flustered, sweating profusely, panting, and gradually losing strength. And the elephant's key protected object Febenmei was even more critical, seriously injured, and about to faint on the ground. No mistakes in one song, one post, one content, 1/6, 1/9, one book, one bar, one look. At this moment, from behind the wolf pack, there were many rapid and heavy rumbling footsteps, followed by waves of elephant calls, coming from far and near. The wolf pack suddenly panicked and slowly stopped attacking Febenmei. Feifei couldn't help but look in the direction where the noisy footsteps came from. Under the night sky, a large group of tall black shadows seemed to have fallen from the sky and were attacking the wolf pack. The panicked wolf pack became even more chaotic. Under the angry attack of the elephants, the screams of ghosts and wolves were endless. Soon, a large number of wolves were killed and injured. Seeing this, the Wolf King had to send out a signal to evacuate. In a blink of an eye, the wolf pack evacuated without a single one left, except for the dead and seriously injured wild wolves that fell to the ground. Soon, a large middle-aged female elephant came out from the elephant group, and when Dakeoshin saw it, he hurried forward and intimately entangled his elephant trunk with a mother elephant's trunk. Chapter 347 Return to the Water. It turned out that this female elephant was the mother of Dakeoshin. Tonight, she and the elephant herd happened to be camping by a pond about 10 miles away. After hearing the familiar elephant call of Dakeoshin, she hurriedly woke up the elephant leader and led the others to rescue her baby son. As a result, she found that her son was not injured, but the key protected object of her son, the Sika deer Febenmei, was seriously injured and had fainted on the ground. Febenmei was too seriously injured and could not be rescued. In order to survive until dawn, she closed her eyes forever. The elephants used their large tusks to dig a pit next to the grove and buried the body of Febenmei. Everyone also mourned for a while in front of her grave. From then on, Dakeoshin returned to the elephant herd, and Feifei and Xiaobaomei had to follow him to live the life of the elephant herd. Since Dakeoshin returned to the elephant herd, he has been like a fish in water and lived a familiar life before. He no longer needs to wander around, take risks, and live a life of fear. He feels very warm and comfortable. On the contrary, Feifei felt increasingly uncomfortable with such a herd life. There are two reasons for this. First, after the death of Febenmei, the importance of Feifei as an animal translator was greatly reduced. After Dakeoshin returned to the herd, even though Feifei was still on his back, Dakeoshin always stayed with other elephants to live and chat, and could not say a few words to Feifei all day long. Feifei also did not have much in common with the less talkative Xiaobaomei, which made Feifei dispensable here. Secondly, elephants are large vegetarian animals on land. They like to eat banana leaves, bamboo shoots, wild fruits, grass roots and other plants. They are not very dependent on water sources. On the contrary, Feifei cannot live without water. The current life on land makes Feifei feel very uncomfortable. In view of the above reasons, Feifei said goodbye to Dakeoshin at a suitable opportunity and asked him to put himself in a water source such as a stream or a creek as soon as possible. Dakeoshin expressed his understanding and agreed to let Feifei leave. Of course, before leaving, Feifei had to deal with the issue of whether Little Baboon Girl should stay or go. Obviously, Little Baboon Girl was not adapted to the life of elephants. Feifei, with the consent of Little Baboon Girl, also asked Big Backer to send Little Baboon Girl back to baboons or other similar tribes. It happened that one day, Feifei and his friends found a small baboon tribe with only dozens of people. The leader of this small baboon tribe happened to be a male baboon. Naturally, he warmly welcomed the arrival of Little Baboon Girl, a little pretty girl. Soon, Little Baboon Girl integrated into it and became a member. After putting down all the burdens, on an evening with a bright sky, Big Backer and the elephant solemnly sent Feifei to a small river, so that Feifei could return to the place he liked. Then Big Backer and the elephants said goodbye to Feifei and left. Alice, looking at the waterfall beside the small river in front of him and listening to the splashing sound of flowing water, Feifei the turtle felt so comfortable and relaxed. As soon as he relaxed, he couldn't help but write, direct and sing a song by himself. The splashing sound of water, the splashing rhythm. The splashing flow never stops, the splashing sound of water, the splashing comfort, the splashing sound never stops. Water, water, I can't live without it, I can't play with it enough, I can't drink it all, it's so enjoyable. Suddenly, a little crab crawled to Feifei and asked curiously, "Hey, big turtle, what good thing happened? You look so happy, and you even sing a little song." "Of course I'm happy." Feifei stopped singing and replied, "I'm finally back to my favorite place. I'm so happy and comfortable, big turtle, I live here every day, but I can't be happy at all." "Why do you think that's happening?" the little crab asked with a bitter face. "How do I know why you are unhappy?" Feifei analyzed slowly. "Maybe you stay here every day, and you can't imagine the feeling of hunger, thirst and unbearable heat, so you can't appreciate the preciousness and comfort of this place. This is called being in a blessed situation but not knowing how to be blessed." "I'm not like what you said," the little crab hurriedly defended. "In fact, I live in endless fear every day. How can I be happy, really?" "Then tell me," Feifei asked a little confused. "Hey, you don't know, there are many demons that eat us little crabs," the little crab explained. "There are black snakes, rattlesnakes, lizards and other kinds of big crabs on land, and there are many big fish and big crabs in the water. They all like to eat us as delicious snacks. No matter where we go, our lives are in danger. How can I be happy? I didn't expect that. You are really pitiful." "Hey," Feifei couldn't help but sighed. Ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling, a sound that sounded like dripping water and a little like a bell came. Looking in the direction of the sound, Feifei found a medium-sized rattlesnake swimming leisurely. The rattlesnake came in front of him and found the little crab next to Feifei. He couldn't help but smile and said, "Wow, I'm in luck today. I just went out for a while and I came across a delicious snack. It's great." Before he finished speaking, the little crab was so scared that it trembled and turned pale and quickly hid behind Feifei, hoping to get the protection of the big turtle. Seeing this, Feifei's chivalrous spirit of helping the weak and humiliating the strong rose in his heart, so he looked up and said to the rattlesnake seriously, "I say, brother rattlesnake, for my sake, please spare this little crab this time." "What? If you let this little crab go, what will I eat? I haven't eaten for 3 days, and you still want me to starve? What is your intention?" The rattlesnake couldn't help but get angry when he heard that Feifei didn't let him eat the little crab. Just when Feifei was about to refute the rattlesnake's specious arguments, suddenly, a huge flower crab jumped out from the bushes. The size of this big flower crab was half the size of Feifei's big turtle. It stared at the little crab behind Feifei with a pair of shining eyes, and said with drooling mouth, "Good fellow, there is actually an interesting little thing hidden here. It seems that my dinner today has been settled, no mistake. 1 post, 1 content, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 book, 1 forum, 1 look. What? I saw this little thing first, and it's my food. When is it your turn, a domineering guy, to interfere?" The rattlesnake cursed angrily. "Small crabs have always been a common dish for us big flower crabs. I want to ask you, when did small crabs become food for you snakes? Haven't you always only eaten frogs, mice and small snakes?" The big flower crab was not afraid of the rattlesnake, so he said confidently, "Big turtle, please judge for us. Did I see this little crab first, so I should eat it first? Everything should be based on first come, first served," the rattlesnake asked Feifei. Seeing a Changyaojin coming out halfway, Feifei raised his eyebrows and thought of a plan. He said with a smile on his face, "I say, 2 heroes, both of you have a point, and I can't favor either side. Otherwise, you two have a fair duel, and the winner will enjoy this delicious meal. What do you think? Is this okay?" Chapter 348 Like a Fish in Water. Unexpectedly, Feifei, the big turtle, would say this. The rattlesnake could not help but turn around and stare at Feifei with astonishment and dissatisfaction, while the big flower crab looked at Feifei with surprise and joy, as if saying, "Brother, you are nice." The big flower crab, which has a pair of sharp jaws and hard armor, is not afraid of the rattlesnake in front of it, which does not seem to be very big. The hungry rattlesnake saw that this duel seemed to be a hurdle that he could not pass. If he did not fight, it would be too embarrassing, and if he met a big crab next time, wouldn't he have to take a detour? If he fought, he had not eaten yet and had no strength. What's more, the opponent was a big flower crab, with a hard crab shell all over his body without any weaknesses, plus the pair of majestic jaws. The rattlesnake was scared. Oh, it's really a dilemma. Seeing that the rattlesnakes wanted to retreat but couldn't find a way out, Feifei smiled and said to them, "If you two don't want to fight, I won't force you. But you two must promise me that you will let this little crab go. That's all I ask." The rattlesnakes saw that there was a way out and couldn't help but change their anger to joy and said, "I agree with the big turtle's proposal and let this little crab go. What about you? Big flower crab, do you agree with my proposal?" Feifei turned his head to the big flower crab and asked. This, the big flower crab couldn't help but hesitate. He originally thought that he could easily defeat his opponent and get a delicious dinner, but he never thought that the situation would suddenly change. His opponent gave up the duel, and he also couldn't get a delicious dinner. He always felt a little unwilling in his heart. You two should go find other delicious snacks. It's still in time. Why bother fighting for this little snack? That's not worth it, Feifei added, and turned to the rattlesnake and asked, "Rattlesnake, do you think I'm right?" Yes, absolutely. In this unfavorable situation, the rattlesnake just wanted to leave as soon as possible and hurriedly agreed, "I think, Big Turtle, you are absolutely right. We should all let this little turtle live." The rattlesnake thought, "Since you, the big flower crab, came in halfway and didn't let me eat the little crab, then I can't let you eat the little crab. In this way, we are even. No one has lost to anyone." The big flower crab was also muttering in his heart at this moment, "Damn rattlesnake, you can't beat me and can't eat the little crab, so you let me not eat it either. It's so vicious. Forget it, actually, I'm not very hungry. I ate a small shrimp in the morning. Let's be a good person tonight. Besides, the rattlesnake is poisonous, so it would be risky to fight it." Thinking of this, the big crab said generously, "Since everyone said so, I can't be a bad guy. I also agree with the big turtle's proposal." In this way, Feifei sent the two fools away and saved the little crab from a life-threatening situation. "Grandpa Turtle, thank you for saving my life." The little crab thanked Feifei after he helped it trick the rattlesnake and the big crab away. "Why don't you call me Big Turtle? You are a little interesting, kid," Feifei teased the little crab. The little crab blushed and lowered his head. After a while, the little crab raised his head and said, "I'm going to go down to the water. Goodbye, Grandpa Turtle." As soon as he finished speaking, he was about to go into the water. "Wait, if you go down to the water, aren't you afraid of being eaten by the big fish and big crabs in the water?" Feifei stopped the little crab and asked with a little worry. "It's okay. It's much safer in the water than on land," the little crab explained. "If I encounter a demon on land, I have nowhere to hide. In the water, I just need to find a crack in the stone or hide in the mud and sand, and everything will be fine. And those small fish and shrimps can tip me off." "What? The small fish and shrimp tip you off? Did I hear it right?" Feifei asked in confusion. "When the big fish or big crab comes, it will definitely cause panic among the small fish and shrimps. They will hide and flee everywhere. Seeing this, I know something is wrong. It is very likely that the big fish or big crab has come, and they will hide with the small fish and shrimps. Isn't this equivalent to the small fish and shrimp tipping me off?" the little crab explained in a logical manner. "So, you are quite smart, little guy," Feifei couldn't help but admire. "If I'm not smart, I would have died earlier, wouldn't I?" The little crab said goodbye again. "Goodbye, Grandpa Turtle. See you next time." After that, he didn't stay any longer. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared into the water. At this time, the night had completely fallen, and it was meaningless to stay on land, so Feifei turned around and sank to the bottom of the water, and started his life in the water again. The next day, the sky was covered with dark clouds, and soon it started to rain, and it was getting heavier and heavier. Feifei saw it and said, "Forget it, in this kind of weather, climbing on land is simply asking for trouble. I might as well stay in the water, free and comfortable." Obviously, on rainy days, most fish basically stay in deep water areas, especially crucian carp, a fish that likes warmth. When Feifei swam to a deep water area full of aquatic plants, he found that there were many small crucian carps of similar sizes gathered here. Although Feifei didn't like to eat these small crucian carps, it was a good idea to chat with them to kill the boring time. Swimming among them, Feifei asked a small crucian carp that didn't like to swim, "Hey, kids, aren't you afraid of attracting big fish or big crabs to eat you when you gather together?" "What, come to eat us? What a joke," the little crucian carp said with a proud look. "There are so many of us, what are we afraid of? The demons come to eat us, don't we know how to escape and hide? Besides, no one will be eaten by me, I escape faster than my friends, I know where the nearest hiding place is." Wow! Unexpectedly, This little crucian carp has the spirit of AQ. When danger comes, not only does it know how to hide, but it is also very good at hiding. No mistake, one post, one content, 1619, one book, one bar, one look. Feifei couldn't help but smile bitterly when he saw this, and he had to admire the wit and decisiveness of this little thing. It seems that these small crucian carps gather together not because they are not afraid of danger, but because they all think that danger will only fall on others rather than on themselves, so they are so confident and bold to gather together unscrupulously. Perhaps they all think that it is safer to gather together than to disperse, so that others will protect them from disasters. Isn't this the beggar-neighbor effect? Feifei finally understood the logical thinking of the small crucian carp's beggar-neighbor and couldn't help sighing. Do you think their extremely selfish thinking is smart or stupid? After thinking for a long time, I couldn't be sure. It can only be regarded as their sadness and misfortune. Not long after, Feifei swam to the shallow water area. The reason why the water here is not deep is that the rain here is relatively high, and there is even a drop. But in this shallow water area, Feifei found that there are many large and small carps swimming around here. What is surprising is that there are still many carps jumping out of the water, jumping from low to high. Is this the so-called carp jumping over the Dragon Gate? Chapter 349, Hunting for Curiosities in the Water. It was a rainy day, and even in the rain, the carps enjoyed dancing or jumping over the Dragon Gate the most. As the rain got heavier, more and more carps jumped over the Dragon Gate, and finally almost all the carps cheered and jumped for joy. Looking at the spectacular scene of carp jumping over the Dragon Gate, Feifei couldn't help but feel a lot of emotion, and her mood became excited. Suddenly, a huge black shadow swooped down from the river bank, pounced on the jumping fish, and quickly caught a carp, then turned around and swam back quickly. What was this sudden guy? Feifei couldn't help but look at the black shadow, and when he looked closely, wow! It turned out to be a black otter, and now it was swimming towards the shore with a half-foot-long carp in its mouth. The otter climbed onto the shore, grabbed the carp with its two front paws, bit off the carp's head, and then tore the fish body with big mouthfuls, eating it with relish, smacking its mouth constantly, looking very enjoyable. Looking at the group of carps that were still dancing, they didn't seem to be frightened, and they were still dancing carp disco as usual. After a while, the otter quickly finished eating the fish, and pounced on the group of drunken carp dancers again, almost exactly the same as the last time, caught another carp, and swam back to the shore. When Feifei saw this, he immediately became anxious. This was really the emperor is not anxious, but the eunuch is anxious. He was more worried about the danger than the carps. He swam to the carps that were dancing carp disco and asked anxiously, "You guys are really mad at me. Don't you see that there is a devil slaughtering you one by one? Why don't you run away? Why are you still dancing to death here, Uncle Turtle?" "Thank you for your reminder," a dancing carp said. "In fact, we knew it a long time ago. But we can't leave now. You know, the carps dancing here are almost all female fish, and they are laying roe now. If we don't get all the roe in our stomachs out while dancing here, we will be very uncomfortable and may die soon due to dystocia. Yes. Anyway, we are going to die, so we might as well be eaten by the devil here. At least we can leave more offspring," another female carp interjected. "So that's how it is. Hey, what a great carp mother." Feifei couldn't help but sigh in admiration. In this case, just jump with these carps. However, since it is impossible to persuade these carps, why not persuade the otter to stop killing these poor and lovely carp mothers? Thinking of this, Feifei turned around and swam towards the shore. After a while, he climbed onto the shore and said to the otter, who was already full but still wanted to go fishing, "Hey, I say, buddy, you should be content and stop killing those poor carps. Why? You are meddling in other people's business." "You don't need to care about my business," the otter said disapprovingly. "It's not that I'm meddling in other people's business," Feifei argued, "it's just that those carps are so pitiful. I feel very sorry for them. Poor, they are pitiful?" "This is really funny," the otter took the opportunity to retort. "Are you blind? Don't you see that they are having a carnival and dancing happily? They are not dancing, nor are they having a carnival. They are giving birth to roe. They jump like this to knock out their stomachs full of roe. Otherwise, they will die of dystocia," Feifei explained patiently. "If you kill them all now, you won't have any fish to eat next year. Think about it, isn't this true?" "I didn't expect that what you said makes some sense, you coward," The otter thought more about it and finally understood. However, although I'm full, I still have to catch another fish and bring it home for my son to taste. Do you have any objection? Oh, it's up to you. As long as you don't overkill them. Feifei could only settle for the second best. In this way, before he knew it, Feifei did another good thing, saving the lives of some female carps and allowing more carps to reproduce. On this day, the weather was very good, with clear skies, birds singing and flowers blooming on the river bank, and fish gathering in the river. Many different kinds of fish swam here from all directions, including crucian carp, grass carp, bearfish, bream, pike, grouper, salmon, silver carp, salmon, perch, catfish, blackfish, catfish and more than a dozen other kinds of fish. Why? Feifei felt very strange and came to join in the fun. Wow! It turned out that so many fish gathered here to hold a temple fair for a group of fish, with the purpose of watching the kissing performance of kissing fish from afar. There were about several pairs of kissing fish of different colors, white, light blue, light yellow, golden yellow, silver gray, etc. The performances of the kissing fishes lived up to expectations. There were more than a dozen ways of performing, including quiet kissing, bell ringing, chasing, playing, leisurely, caressing, sweet, overbearing, hot, weird, teasing, implicit, perfunctory, and dragonfly skimming, etc. It was really wonderful and interesting. No wonder so many fish came to watch. It was really worth the trip. It was not in vain. Such an underwater event of fish is rarely seen once a year. Feifei also opened his eyes for the first time, and it is estimated that it will be difficult to see such a similar scene in the future. I just don't know why the giant fish, the emperor sturgeon, was not invited to participate in this underwater event. It is estimated that the fish are afraid of it and dare not invite it. Since then, the river has returned to peace again, and there are few earth-shattering events. Feifei has lived a dull underwater life again. Time passed quickly, autumn went and spring came, and the new year came again. No mistakes in the poem, post, content, 6 to 9, book, forum, take a look. Feifei swam from a small river to a big river, and from the big river to a big river. Here, there are countless fish, and it is roughly estimated that there are at least hundreds of fish species, and Feifei can't name any fish. In addition to fish, there are many kinds of shrimps, crabs, oysters, snails, loaches and eels. It really opened Feifei's eyes. Under this big river, the phenomenon of the strong preying on the weak is everywhere, countless, and Feifei can't manage it at all, and has no time to take care of it, because it is now very annoyed by its own affairs. Why? Because now that Feifei, the big turtle, has come to this big river, he has become a hot commodity and has embarked on a romantic luck. Now he is being chased desperately by a group of turtle beauties, and he can't get rid of them no matter how hard he tries. No matter where he goes, the group of beauties will follow him closely. Chapter 350 Romantic Incident. Among the group of turtle beauties chasing Feifei, there is one with a very white head and a relatively white body. We call her white-headed girl, one with a black body is called hacker girl, one with black and white is called white-flowered girl, and one with red stripes is called red-spotted girl. These four turtle beauties are the most crazy ones in pursuing Feifei. We generally call them four turtle girls. Nowadays, the four turtle girls are strictly guarding Feifei, strictly preventing female turtles from other places from intervening to compete with them for Feifei, while they can chase Feifei relentlessly. How did Feifei become a hot commodity and win the favor of female turtles? It was because not long ago, Feifei participated in a world anecdote knowledge debate competition held collectively by turtles. With her profound knowledge and strong eloquence, she conquered all the audience, won the first place in the competition, and won the pursuit of countless female fans present, which led to the current situation. That day, the four turtle ladies blocked Feifei's way from four directions. The white-haired lady said, "Master Turtle, don't be in a hurry to leave. Why are you in such a hurry? Are you going to the fair?" Feifei couldn't help but ask with a smile, "Does it matter to you whether I go to the fair or not?" "Of course it matters," the white-haired lady immediately retorted, "You go to the fair but leave us behind." "What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?" Feifei asked back in confusion. "Then what do you mean? You are not nice by doing this." "It's not nice at all," the hacker lady said arbitrarily. "Yes, you are too not nice," the spotted red lady also added fuel to the fire and said, "It doesn't smell like a turtle at all. Then what is the smell of a turtle? Tell me, I'm all ears. Feifei had heard of no human smell before, but this was the first time she heard of no turtle smell. What exactly is the so-called turtle smell? She couldn't help but want to hear the spotted red lady explain it in detail. This turtle smell means that we turtles should love and help each other, and we can't just reject the kindness of other turtles, especially female turtles, Red Spotted Girl said confidently. Yes, this is our turtle smell. I see that you don't have any turtle smell at all, but a bit of turtle smell. Hacker Girl took the opportunity to add fuel to the fire. Then please, Mom, what is turtle smell? Feifei asked the Hacker Girl more curiously. The so-called turtle smell is to start from your own perspective in everything, selfish and self-interested, and never care about other people's feelings. In short, it is domineering, selfish, and self-righteous. Hacker Girl took this opportunity to define turtle smell. So you mean that I am domineering and selfish? Feifei felt that the logic of chasing girl was very funny, and couldn't help asking back. Don't you admit that you are trying every way to avoid us every day? Isn't this a manifestation of extreme selfishness? The white-haired woman also joined the debate. I am avoiding you, which is selfishness, but you don't let other turtle beauties get close to me. Is that your selflessness? Feifei took the opportunity to refute. That is our love and protection for you. And we are afraid that those shady turtle women outside will harass and disturb you and our lives. The white-haired woman finally joined in and said. So, no matter what you say, you are right, then you are really domineering enough, and you still say that I am domineering and selfish. I think you are more domineering and selfish than me, and you all have turtle taste. Humph. What turtle taste is all a lie, Feifei said dissatisfiedly. Master Turtle, please don't say that to us, okay? White-haired girl led the crowd to plead. In fact, we have no choice but to do this. Who told you to ignore us, forcing us to resort to this last resort? So, after all this time, it's still my fault. Feifei couldn't help but smile and asked back. Yes, it's your fault, it's all your fault, Spotted Red Girl said relentlessly. In fact, this matter can't be blamed entirely on you. If you want to blame someone, blame it on you for not caring about the love we four turtle girls have for you. White-haired girl quickly corrected her. Why are you doing this? It's not that I want to disappoint your kindness. It's just that I have always been free and undisciplined. I don't like family life and think it's too tiring. For the sake of your happiness, please let me go and pursue your own happiness, Feifei pleaded seriously. But we have set our sights on you alone, what can we do? White-haired girl said with a sad face. That's right. Anyway, we have all decided on you. No matter where you go, we will follow you, the other three turtle girls all agreed in unison. Hey. It's up to you. Anyway, I won't agree to form a family with you. Feifei had no choice but to say so. Yet, we won. The four turtle girls cheered and jumped for joy at the same time. From then on, the four turtle girls were like Feifei's four female bodyguards, always following Feifei's left and right and behind, even when they were pooping or peeing, leaving Feifei helpless. On this day, Feifei and the four beauties participated in the friendship games jointly organized by turtles and tortoises. One of the events was called Carrying Wife Competition, which required male turtles and male tortoises with girlfriends and families to participate in the competition, otherwise they would be punished. No mistakes in the first one, the content of. On the contrary, the four turtle girls were all very happy and rushed to do it. They all wanted Feifei to carry them on their backs, fearing that such a good thing would be taken away by other sisters. Seeing the four turtle girls rushing towards her happily, Feifei was so scared that she quickly hung her head and ran away, desperately hiding in the turtle group or the cracks of the stone. When she couldn't hide, she knelt down and begged for mercy. My turtle grandmothers, please forgive me, I really can't carry you, I am willing to be punished. It's useless to beg for mercy, the spotted red girl said bluntly. Yes, kneeling down and begging for mercy is even more useless, the hacker girl also added. That's right, it's useless to do anything, only carrying us will work, the white-haired girl said with finality. Oh. Why is my life so miserable? You are not my wife, and you are not my girlfriend. Why do you want me to carry you? Do you feel guilty for doing this? Feifei complained bitterly. We don't feel guilty at all. Instead, we feel honored, happy and blessed. What do you think? Master Turtle, are you willing to carry us on your back? The white-haired girl said proudly on behalf of the four turtle girls. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.